took pride in it, like this one that you can see on the screen right now, where he outright says that he was very, very glad to have been on the opposite side of the people who were calling him out for speaking at a Zionist lobby event. In it, he makes very clear that he believes in a two-state solution where Israelis get a Jewish ethno-state on stolen Palestinian land, and says that he was standing in solidarity with genocidal Zionists because they feel increasingly alienated by the left. Oh, their poor genocidal feelings, right? And that is what Owen Jones was dedicated to all the way up until the Gaza genocide, proposing liberal Zionist solutions and using liberal Zionist talking points regarding Palestinians, and using that lip service as a cover for his main role, which was to police the speech of actual pro-Palestinian people and defend Zionist Jews, genocidal Zionist Jews, on the basis that their feelings were being hurt whenever they were being called out for being genocidal Zionists, basically either implying or directly accusing those who think that maybe we shouldn't cater to the feelings of genocidal people, of settler colonists, of ethno-nationalists. You know, maybe we don't actually want them on the left just because they're Jewish. Maybe they should be excluded from the left, just like we would of people with the same exact views of any other ethnicity, of being anti-Semitic. He has been this sort of liberal Zionist, anti-Palestinian smear agent for literally 10 years before the Gaza genocide. And only now is he starting to try to clean up his image and wipe this history away. We should not let him do it. So I actually DM'd Owen Jones before making this, and he insisted that he had actually always been for the one-state solution, not a two-state solution. And his evidence of this was a media appearance that he made in 2012, which he sent me a clip of, and I'll play that here.
The key point there is what she said, which was that the number of people who've now settled in West Bank make the two-state solution practically impossible.
There are two possible solutions. One is to have a federal solution where you have equal rights for both Arabs and Jews. That seems to many people obviously far-fetched, but they did say that about South Africa back in the day. Otherwise, you have to dismantle the settlements, enforce international law. But what has to happen, because the point is Britain supports, as other Western countries do, they've supported and armed Israel to the teeth. They're not acting as honest brokers. They have to use their pressure to force Israel to give in and give justice to the Palestinian people.
Owen, thank you. I'm going to take a couple more points from the audience, then we'll move on.
Now, you might have noticed something rather important there, which is that in that clip, he doesn't actually express his personal support for the one-state solution. He's just outlining that there is a one-state solution and a two-state solution. Some people support one of them, some people support the other. He doesn't proclaim his own opinion either way. So his characterization of that clip as evidence of him being a one-state supporter forever is just a lie, as when he did actually talk about his own opinion on this much later, for example, in this article from 2017, he advocated for a two-state solution. It is only with the Gaza genocide that Owen Jones has finally started admitting the obvious that the two-state solution is a bullshit red herring, but only after he spent a decade coddling the feelings of genocidal Zionists by pretending otherwise. In my little discussion with him, he even framed the Palestinian right of return, the return of stolen Palestinian property and land, not as the return of rightful Palestinian property, but rather as mass Jewish expulsion. So, yeah. I would, of course, be glad to have him on my stream so that we could talk about this and he can be held accountable in a much more suitable environment than like a series of response videos or Instagram DMs or whatever. But I somehow seriously doubt that he is going to allow himself to be so directly scrutinized by someone to his left, pretty much ever. Let us see what Owen Jones actually thinks when he's not simply talking about a really obvious issue like the current Gaza genocide that he helped to cause. So in the article in question, Owen Jones lays out his proposed solution to the Israel-Palestine conflict, the best approach, in his view, of how to resolve it. And it's a doozy, okay? So his first proposal is the recognition that the Holocaust is the single biggest crime in human history by virtue of intent and means. What the fuck does that have to do with it? The second solution is to recognize that Jews in Nazi Germany were victims, and apparently to pretend that there was no Zionist collaboration with Nazi Germany at all, to listen to the lived experience of Jewish people when they talk about anti-Semitism, and to commit to building a Palestinian solidarity movement where British Jews are genuinely committed to the end of the occupation and settlements feel welcome. So the first 4 points of Owen Jones's solution to Palestinian genocide, to the ethnic cleansing of Palestine, to the settler colonialism of the Palestinian people, are all centered on Jewish people, are all centered on the ethnic group which Israel is for, and who can get massive benefits, massive material benefits in Israel at the expense of Palestinians solely for their ethnicity. The first 4 points of his solution to the problem are all just based around, like, the oppressors. Like, they're all based around coddling the feelings of, or like treating the ethnic group who is doing ethno-nationalist settler colonialism in Israel as if they're super special and they need to be centered way more than the actual victims of the settler colonization do. This is insane, honestly. Like, in his solution to the Palestinian question, he doesn't actually get to Palestinians until the 5th point. The first 4 points are all about, like, the special feelings of Zionists, basically. Because I know that he says Jews, but what he means is Jewish people who at most are against Netanyahu and who are against, like, the occupation of the West Bank, but who certainly support the existence of the state of Israel as a Jewish ethno-state. And by the way, point number 8 as well is also about Israeli Jews. So in his solution to Palestinian genocide, to the settler colonization of Palestinians, we have 8 points, 5 of which, including the first 4, are entirely centered around, like, the feelings of the people who oppress them, or people who are of the same ethnic group abroad who support that oppression, who support the existence of the state of Israel as a Jewish ethno-state, who at most are against the Netanyahu government and for, like, a 2-state solution, not for the right of return, not for actual justice, not for the dismantling of the Zionist ideology, which has resulted in all of this. It is honestly insane. I've never read anything this disgusting, this disconnected from reality, ever. And for him to have painted himself as pro-Palestinian back then, based on this, is so fucking absurd. But for him to whitewash this all away and never address it, for this just to be out there unaddressed without him repudiating it now, without him saying, sorry, I was wrong, is insane. He has always, always, always been about coddling the feelings of people who support the Israeli state, who support its settler colonization, who do not want to resolve the core problems of the Palestinian question, which are settler colonial dispossession, including within the borders of Israel, not simply in the West Bank, and the massively genocidal current in Israeli society, which includes the liberal Zionists who Owen Jones loved so much back then, and who I would wager he's still cushy with now. Here's the thing, okay? You should care as much about what Jewish people think about Israel and Palestine solely on the basis of their ethnicity as you would what a German in 1939, 1940, 1941 thought about Nazism, centering people of the ethnicity that an ethno-nationalist settler colonial ideology is for in discussions of said ethno-nationalist settler colonial ideology and its victims is an absurdity. Israel is a state that is for Jews, by Jews, at the expense of Palestinians. If people who are of the same ethnicity that state is for think or don't think that it's great or not, I don't care. If anything, that is something that is going to make you incredibly beyond biased. And the argument should be that your opinion should be ignored, not coddled, not put on a pedestal as Jones does constantly. To center the feelings of Jewish people in regards to Palestinian genocide, settler colonization, suffering, oppression is absolute insanity. But Jones has done that his entire career. Now let us move on to a further example of Owen Jones's Zionism. This is Owen Jones's 2020 book, which was about the Labour Party in the UK ostensibly, but about 3/4 of it is dedicated to whitewashing his role in the anti-Corbyn, anti-Semitism smear campaign. He just straight up recites Zionist propaganda wholesale. And this is the exact sort of thing that led to the situation of today where children are being mass murdered. So here is him doing the typical whitewashing of the foundation of Israel and framing it as some sort of noble socialist endeavor that merited support at the time and was only corrupted later on. Let's read. The approach of much of the left towards Israel in its early days was rather different from what it is now. The Soviet Union and with it the international official communist movement supported Israel's foundation in 1948 and initially provided it with military support. After the calamity of the Holocaust and the extermination of 2/3 of European Jewry, Zionism, long controversial among the Jewish diaspora, became a dominant idea among Jews. There appeared to be an incontestable need for a Jewish homeland, and the state's founders blended their Zionism with socialist rhetoric. The collective communities of the kibbutzim seemed like incubators of a new socialist society. Those who were regarded as the torchbearers of the labor left, like Tony Benn and a bunch of other people who don't merit mentioning, were strong champions of the early Israeli state. Now, you might notice here that not at any point is there any analysis of what the foundation of Israel actually was, who founded it, what the character of this state was, what they did to get there, merely saying, well, the Soviet Union supported it. Well, these people from the British imperialist Labour Party also supported it. That's it. That's the argument that he makes. You know, the Soviet Union supporting the foundation of Israel, saying that as if like the Soviet Union would support things based on an ideological basis rather than foreign policy interests, not even conceiving of that as a potential reason for that. Like no actual analysis of the supposedly socialist character of this state based on the facts, based on the material reality, purely just an appeal to, well, these people thought it was good, ergo it was good. Now this is a typical whitewash used by liberal Zionists, where they try to frame Israel as a noble endeavor that just went bad later on, when obviously this is completely erasing the fact that Zionism is a movement of settler colonialism that existed 6, 7, 8 decades before the Holocaust that he links to its founding, which is obviously not the case. Zionism was a colonial movement described by its leaders, by its founders, as a colonial movement from the very beginning. And he mentions like this sort of socialism without mentioning the fact that in order to have this supposed socialism, which was nothing more than a couple of communes and welfare programs, it was all only for one ethnicity. It was only for Jews who moved there, who killed the people who were there, who expelled the people who were there, who took their land and excluded them from this supposedly utopic socialist society. And he leaves all of that out to frame what could best be described as national socialism, as in socialism, though it's not socialism even on that, even if we just analyze the economics of it, but ignoring that, even if we accept this idea that it was somehow like a anarchist commune, a socialist commune or something, it was only for one race, it was for one ethnicity, and everyone else was expelled, excluded from this. Owen Jones leaves that part out to frame it as some sort of noble socialist endeavor that only lost its way later on. Everything about what Zionism was, what it wanted to do, what it did do, is completely erased. And Zionists are framed as well-meaning people who simply lost their way later on. What changed in the ensuing decades? National liberation struggles against Western colonial oppression, notably the French in Algeria and the US in Vietnam, ignited the imagination of much of the radical left. I mean, no, nothing changed, nothing materially changed. It was all the same from the very beginning. Israel was a settler colonial endeavor from the very beginning. And he's going to explicitly argue later on here in this passage that it was not a colonial endeavor, which, just wait for that one. He claims here that it was the 1967 Six-Day War which led to the Israeli annexation of Palestinian lands in the West Bank and Gaza. Only then did Israel come to resemble a colonial occupier. So we should ask the question here of this liberal Zionist narrative. What exactly did Israel do in 1948 then? What did the Zionists do even before that? That wasn't colonial occupation? To expel and murder almost 1 million people from their lands and take it for your own exclusive racial use as like invaders to the land, as people who had conspired for more than 50 years beforehand to do explicitly this eventually to the people who were there before you? How is that possible? How do you just leave that out? You need to completely erase the generic settler colonial expulsion and murder of the entire previous population to frame it as he is doing here. Israel was a noble socialist endeavor that only lost its way after 1967. And this is someone who has been given the opportunity to whitewash them, to whitewash their previous beliefs, their still no doubt held beliefs regarding Zionism, regarding Zionist colonialism, merely because he can say the obvious things about Netanyahu and the genocide in Gaza. It is this sort of narrative that enabled this to happen. This sort of whitewashing of Zionism and of Israel that enabled this to happen. To some, the Palestinians came to resemble the Algerians, a subjugated Arab people struggling against a European settler state. What the fuck else was it exactly? How was it not exactly that? With the right-wing Likud party in power, Israel jettisoned its original socialist principles. Does anyone else love socialist mass ethnic deportation, land theft, murder, and colonization? That's what socialism is to Owen Jones. There is somehow not a single mention mention of any of that in here. In this entire book, in fact, the only time that Jones mentions the 1948 expulsions is when he talks to a Palestinian once or twice just to put it in there so that he can't be accused of not having done so, and he quotes them mentioning it. He doesn't actually mention it in himself, in his own narrative, like this part. So he frames Israel as a noble socialist endeavor, erasing the Nakba, erasing the colonialism, erasing everything about it being a generic European settler colonial style enterprise, which was based around the replacement of the original population with settlers from elsewhere. He erases all of that to frame Israel as a noble socialist endeavor led astray only by Netanyahu's Likud party. So in this next segment here, he basically whitewashes what anti-Zionism is and should be, which is obviously for the entire land. People like him exclusively talk about the West Bank and Gaza in the terms of colonialism and international law and being wrong. But ask him what he thinks about Palestinians returning to their land stolen from them by Israel in 1948 in so-called Israel itself. He'd be against that. Yet while the brutality of Israel's occupation of Palestinian lands is undeniable, the situation was and is fundamentally different from those progress of European settler colonialism. So I will spoil this for you, though I will read it after I spoil it for you. He's arguing that Jews can't do colonialism. That's it. It's a Jewish exceptionalist argument where it does not matter what the actual circumstances on the ground are. What matters is who is doing the colonialism. According to Owen Jones, a Zionist, what matters to brand something settler colonialism is not to look at it and not to say, okay, is this a project where one group is attempting to eliminate and expel the other group to take the land for themselves and literally settle and colonize it and form a new society on the ashes of the other? Because that is what settler colonialism is in a nutshell.
Sorry, man.
And to analyze that, to decide whether something is settler colonial or not, you would simply look at it and ask that question. Is that what it is? Obviously, that is what Israel is. But what Owen Jones does is he appeals to the identity of the settler colonists to try and frame them as special and thus excluded from the label. A labeling of a material reality, of a circumstance that they impose upon others, purely on the basis that they are of a special magical ethnicity that should not be branded with such phrases. So he continues, in those horrors, Europeans arrived to plant flags to claim land on behalf of their own states, while Israel's founders were fleeing the flags of their own nations. That doesn't matter, for one. For two, it's simply not even true. It's simply not true. Israel's founders arrived before the Holocaust began. Israel's founders, many of them, had never even meaningfully experienced anti-Semitism. The idea that Israel was a nation for refugees, which, to be clear, would not exclude it from being settler colonial and innately unjust in the first place, because it's a project of ethno-nationalist settler colonialism to get rid of the people who were there beforehand and completely replace them. Steal their land. That's not okay just because you are a refugee. But the founders of Israel weren't refugees. The founders of Israel were ethno-nationalists. Ethno-nationalists, settler colonialist ideologues who wanted to get rid of what was there and create their own society only for themselves on a racial, ethnic basis. So this is simply wrong. Rhodesia was not founded by survivors of a genocide who had already suffered 2 millennia of persecution. Israel was both a state founded by victims of unimaginable horrors seeking a refuge and a state in which many saw the characteristics of old-style settler colonialism. It doesn't matter what it was founded by, but it was factually not founded by victims. Israel was factually founded as an ethno-nationalist project of European-style settler colonialism that had been planned for more than 60 to 70 years at the time of its founding. So this is just a lie. The founders of the Zionist movement literally described it as colonialism, positively so. They thought colonialism was cool and awesome and they wanted to get on it for themselves. And then he says here, anyone who doesn't desire security for the Jewish people of Israel is as dangerous as they are wrong-headed. If you do not desire security for people who have built their society on the ruins of one they destroyed, who have built their lives on the destruction of the lives of millions of others, on the continued imprisonment of millions of others, on the periodic terror bombing and massacre of millions of others, you are dangerous and wrong-headed. Owen Jones is a Zionist. How can you possibly write this in 2020 and not be a Zionist? You have to give me a fucking break. He still believes all of this, by the way. He has never announced it. Just because he's like, Netanyahu is bad and Israel is doing genocide does not mean that he still does not believe this. Like Owen Jones is and always has been far more concerned with Zionist feelings than he ever has been about Palestinian suffering. He has always been all about coddling Zionists and scolding anti-Zionists, way more than he ever has been pro-Palestinian. And no one could ever write a line like that, which is the people who do settler colonialism are like poor little babies who are at risk of persecution from people who are against them and what they do. It is absurdly insane. Like framing Jewish Israelis as victims in any way, shape or form, as like people who need security, who are not themselves literally depriving every single day the most basic necessities of life from others for their own benefit, from the Palestinian people, is insane. Many Jews who are politically hostile both to the occupation of the Palestinian territories and to Israel's depressing right-wing trajectory nonetheless retain a profoundly emotional connection with Israel, a state which is seen as a refuge, however imperfect, if once again the wind shift and the anti-Semites come back for more. So let's dissect this statement. It's nothing more than an appeal to a special ethnicity, than an appeal to like an imagined innate oppression that Palestinians need to suffer for. You will note here that what you described here is a Zionist, politically hostile to the occupation of Palestinian territories. When he says that, he means the West Bank and Gaza. The Jews who he is describing here are people who, if they are Israelis living in Israel, they literally live on Palestinian land, in Palestinian houses. They're cushy lives were created and have been maintained thanks to the destruction of the Palestinian people. And what Owen Jones is concerned with is their feelings. They have a profoundly emotional connection with a racist ethno-state run for one specific ethnicity, Jews, at the expense of another, Palestinians. If you have an emotional connection with that, you are an enemy to be fought against. Your feelings should never be taken into account. You and your feelings should be ignored. You are to be crushed underfoot. You are not an ally, a friend whose feelings need to be considered ever at all. What a fucking joke. Skin curling. Honestly, Palestinians need to suffer so that a white guy from Brooklyn can have a refuge if his imagined, like, American Jewish genocide happens. What an insane statement to make. Sorry, I need to be able to go and live in someone else's house in Israel while millions of people are imprisoned for my benefit 20 kilometers away, just in case this scenario that I made up that is never going to happen happens. What an insane argument. For many Palestinians, the concept of Zionism cannot be separated from their lived experience of occupation and the deprivation of their own right to national self-determination. Different sensitivities apply to discussion in the West. For some elements on the Western left, Zionist became the ultimate cuss word. Zionism was a political ideology, they argued, and one inherently rooted in oppression. How is it not? How is forming a country for one ethnicity at the expense of another not rooted in oppression? Let's find out. Oh, he doesn't actually tell us. But the imprecise usage of Zionism and Zionists in the West is deeply problematic, leaving it eviscerated of meaning. After all, those self-describing and Zionists include everyone from Israeli hard-right extremists who desire the annexation of all Palestinian lands to Israeli peaceniks who support the end of Palestinian occupation. His great rebuttal is to say that the word Zionist encompasses Zionists and also different types of Zionists. Therefore, we can't use that term. Like this whitewashing of Zionism by like the word peacenik. What a disgusting word, by the way. To like use the Hebrew term instead. What does it mean to be a peacenik? It means denial of the Palestinian right to their own homeland, to their own land, to their own homes. An Israeli peacenik is like a Nazi German who thought that Poland and Ukraine should have been enough for the settler movement, and that going further than that was wrong. That's what an Israeli peacenik is. It's, we have taken enough. What we have is enough. Let's not take the rest. And let's continue to keep them out of our ethno-state on an ethnic basis. Let's keep what we stole from them. That is what a peacenik is. So yeah, those are two different types of Zionists, and I do not care to differentiate between them because both are reprehensible, disgusting Nazis. A soft Nazi is still a Nazi, even if he doesn't want to annex the rest of Eastern Europe like the full-on Nazis like Hitler does. A 2015 survey found that while 59% of British Jews self-identified as Zionists, 90% supported Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state. I don't care what Zionism means to Zionists or not. Since when have we ever required approval from the group that an ethno-state is for to be against that ethno-state? Why is this even being mentioned here aside from just to appeal to like a special ethnicity that we need to take into account. Jews are doing the ethno-nationalist settler colonialism, ergo it's special and we need to think about their feelings. I will not think about their feelings, and I will not think about the feelings of any settler colonist ethno-nationalist anywhere. The second that you do that, you are on their side. You are whitewashing what they're doing. Jones legitimately mentions the feelings of like Zionist Jews, whether they feel good or bad or not about being called what they are, which is settler colonists, murderers. He spends more time complaining about that than he does about Palestinians being massacred. He says here, some make direct comparisons between the Israeli state and the Nazis, comparing the predicament of the Palestinians to that of the Jews during the Holocaust. The realities of the Israeli occupation are grim enough on their own terms, without a comparison which is as offensive as it is manifestly untrue. Offensive to who, Owen? Zionists? Mass murdering genociders? Settler colonists, ethno-nationalists? There has been no attempt to physically exterminate the Palestinian people. Holy shit. What is expulsion and massacre if not physical extermination? The idea is to get rid of them from the area. When they are physically removed, that's extermination for all intents and purposes. Do you know what the Nazis planned to do before they eventually decided on the Holocaust? The deportation of all Jews to Madagascar, and reservations in Poland. They actually formed some of these reservations during the war. The Lublin concentration camp was originally the Lublin Reservation. The Zionists did to Palestinians by mass deporting them, particularly to Gaza, what the Nazis had originally planned for Jews. Why can we not compare that? Let's compare Nazism and Zionism. Owen, ethno-nationalists. Yes, specifically National Socialists in that conception. Yes, settler colonial. Yes, wanting to eliminate or expel all people who are not considered of their own ethnic group. Yes. Why is it that we cannot compare these two very similar ideologies, Owen? The only reason why you would ever say that is because you were a Zionist who wants to deny the power of that comparison, who wants to deny us, actual anti-Zionists, actual pro-Palestinian people, of using a comparison that every single person in Western societies will immediately understand. He continues. The comparison is meant only to bait Jews with the memory of their most murderous prosecutors? As I just clearly explained, that is not the point of it. But you acting like it is Zionism in its purest form. You attempting to deny people the use of that comparison is Zionism. It's pro-Israel propaganda. The comparison is only meant to bait Jews over the memory of their most murderous persecutors. Once again, the feelings of the Zionists, the Israelis who carry out the genocide, the expulsions, the massacres, the colonialism, who run their ethno-state and want it to continue, are above making actual accurate comparisons based on material reality, based on factual analysis. If Zionist Jews are offended by that comparison, that's what really matters. Owen Jones is here to defend the feelings of the genocidal ethno-nationalist settler maniacs. You'll notice that throughout this entire passage that we have gone over here, at no point does Owen Jones ever actually make a real like analysis of the facts. The only arguments that he made are basically they are Jewish, they are special, they are magical, they are oppressed, ergo, you cannot call them these things. You know, even if you have analyzed the facts and you are saying these things based on those facts, like saying that Israel is settler colonial, saying that Israel is similar to Nazism, that is wrong because they are Jewish. That is wrong because they have a special ethnicity. That and his other argument is basically Israel was socialist while erasing the Nakba, while erasing the literal fucking mass ethnic expulsion of everyone who was there, almost everyone who was there beforehand, the destruction of that society and its replacement with a European-derived new one, exactly the characteristics of settler colonialism. He nonetheless does nothing but appeal to like a couple of Labour politicians and the Soviet Union having supported the foundation of Israel, and that is his evidence for it being socialist and good, and his justification for erasing the Nakba and everything else. So Owen Jones is someone who, in the service of whitewashing Israel, has even whitewashed Zionist Nazi collaborators in the past. And this is especially funny because he is so against any accurate comparison of Zionism to the Nazis that he will literally whitewash Zionists who collaborated with the Nazis. So this is from 2021, roughly 3 years ago, when there was an article in the Electronic Intifada talking about Rezo Kastner. So Rezo Kastner was a Hungarian Jew who, upon learning that Jews were to be massacred, they were to be killed because most of them didn't actually know that. He made a deal with the Nazis to secure safe passage for a select group of Zionists while not telling the other Jews who were there what was going to be done to them. And if he had told them, they might have been able to attempt to escape themselves, to organize an uprising or something like that. But because for Zionists, all that they cared about was their ethno-nationalist project, all that Kastner cared about was smuggling the Zionists out. Because his goal was not to save Jews. His goal was to smuggle people out who could be useful to the Israeli ethno-nationalist project. And in response to that article, which is such a damning story, by the way, that Kastner, who was a member of the Israeli government, disgracefully, he sued a journalist who revealed this about him in Israeli court, and the judge ruled that everything the journalist had said was true. So he was found in an Israeli court to have been a Nazi collaborator, factually. How did Owen Jones react to this article based entirely on facts that even an Israeli court had confirmed the facts of? Jones titles his article, "No, Jews did not collaborate in their own genocide," attempting to frame someone who wrote about specifically Zionist collaboration with the Nazis as them saying that like all Jews voluntarily marched to the gas chambers, which is an insane reframing and something that no one would do unless they are like a professional false anti-Semitism allegation smear agent. The article, as is said here, was specifically about the Zionist leadership in Hungary in 1944. Obviously not all Jews, but that's how Owen Jones dishonestly frames it, because his primary concern, again, is to protect the feelings of Zionists. His primary concern has always been policing anti-Israel, anti-Zionist speech, even to the point of historical denialism. As we just went over, his erasure of the Nakba from the narrative of Israel's founding, his erasure of colonialism, of the fact that Israel is an ethno-nationalist society founded on the ruins of another which they destroyed. And here, him erasing the fact that the Zionist movement in Hungary factually collaborated with the Nazis at the expense of all the other Jews who were there, who were not Zionists or who were not a part of the Zionist movement at least. The Israeli judge who ruled against him in the libel case said the Nazis' patronage of Kastner and their agreement to let him save 600 prominent Jews were part of the plan to exterminate the Jews. The thing is, he's like both non-Zionist and Zionist Jews told me that that this idea that Zionists collaborated with the Nazis was problematic. The entire article is literally just about the feelings of, and when he says anti-Zionist Jews, I do not believe him one bit, because Owen Jones himself is obviously not an anti-Zionist. His idea of what an anti-Zionist is like a two-statist who thinks that like the occupation of the West Bank goes too far, but the rest of the Israeli occupation of Palestine is totally fine. So when he says like anti-Zionist Jewish socialist, what he's talking about is just a Zionist, I guarantee you. Because no actual anti-Zionist would have a problem with someone simply noting the facts regarding Zionist collaboration with the Nazis. Jones is literally just obsessed, totally obsessed with coddling the feelings of ethno-nationalist settler colonists. Whitewashing of Zionism as well, claiming that Zionism was once a multi-ethnic, multiracial movement. There is also another part of this where Owen Jones narrates one of the specific instances of the false anti-Semitism allegations smear campaign against Labour under Corbyn. He says here, in the first phase of Corbyn's leadership, attention focused on incidents which had occurred under his predecessor. In April 2016, it emerged that Naz Shah, the new Labour MP for Bradford West, had, during the Israeli military's August 2014 Operation Protective Edge, that resulted in the deaths of hundreds of Gazan Palestinians, shared a map superimposing Israel on the US, accompanied by the headline, Solution for Israel-Palestine Conflict. Relocate Israel into the United States, adding that might save them some pocket money, the US some pocket money. This was dealt with swiftly. Shah resigned as Josh McDonald's parliamentary private secretary, met Jewish community groups, and came to be seen as a model in rehabilitation. Jones presents this as if that is just sort of self-evidently actually anti-Semitic. You notice there's no questioning of that. Jones does not dare say the truth about this, which is that's not fucking anti-Semitic at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Saying, as Israel was literally massacring Gazans in droves for their race, that perhaps if the USA, which is the primary enabler and funder of Israeli genocide, and has been for decades upon decades, saying that if the USA loves Israel so much, how about Israel just goes there and Palestinians can have their land back? How in the fuck is that anti-Semitic? How in the fuck does that warrant meeting Jewish community groups and going through rehabilitation? Basically going through like
Matt C, are
HR
you still
bullshit
here?
to become palatable enough for Zionists.
C.
Regardless of how much Jones would deny they are Zionists, obviously that's Zionist bullshit. Like there's no questioning of this from him at all. He just accepts that it is anti-Semitic. Full stop. If you were against the existence of a Jewish ethno-state at the expense of the Palestinian people, according to Owen Jones, and specifically in Palestine too, because that's what that is saying basically. If you support Israel so much, why don't you just give Israel a part of your country instead of having it be there in Palestine and exist at the expense of Palestinians? That is a perfectly reasonable anti-Israel statement to make. But Owen Jones just presents that uncritically as if it's self-evidently anti-Semitic. There is no questioning of that at all. So this is just a limited selection from that one book and one article. There is way more on this. This is what Owen Jones has always been, a liberal Zionist who supports the existence of Israel as a Jewish ethno-state, who simply thinks that Israel goes too far in its occupation of the West Bank and its periodic attacks and now genocide in Gaza, who has whitewashed Israel as a noble endeavor from the very beginning, that rather than being obviously innately genocidal and innately settler colonial in its very conception, merely was led astray by extremists later down the line. People like this have enabled what is happening today. Owen Jones, him writing stuff like this is what has enabled what is happening today. Him not only denying the real nature of Israel, not only denying history, but actively scolding those who do not deny it. That is what has enabled this. He has not only denied it, but he has tried to shut down discussion of it with false anti-Semitism allegations. He and others like him, don't just think this is only him, but he and others like him have long been far more concerned with the feelings of people who are either Zionist Jews who are themselves genocidal victimizers of Palestinians and whose feelings should not be taken into consideration ever at all, or other Zionist Jews who, in spite of Owen's ridiculous characterization of Zionism, are still Zionists. Because obviously you're a Zionist if all that you're against is the occupation of the West Bank. You can still be a Zionist and be against Netanyahu. Owen Jones proves that himself. This is someone who has elevated the feelings of those who either live in a state that exists for their ethnic benefit at the expense of an entire other group of people, or who support that state based on nothing more than them sharing ethnicity with those people. He has been putting their feelings over the actual physical destruction, oppression, dispossession, and colonization of Palestinians for as long as he's been at this. And just because he's suddenly on the right side now, and in these situations where it's incredibly easy to be on the right side, doesn't mean that he's an ally even one bit. Denouncing the Gaza genocide is simple shit. Denouncing Netanyahu is simple shit. What actually takes courage is denouncing and accurately describing why these things can happen. Why someone like Netanyahu was inevitable. Why this sort of whitewashing about the true nature of Israel got us to where we are today. Owen Jones's role and the role of many others like him has always been to provide a left-leaning sort of veneer on the settler colonial state of Israel, to justify its existence and to frame what is actually a victimizer population as victims. To even be talking about anti-Semitism in the context of Israel-Palestine, outside of the very obvious instances of it, like an actual neo-Nazis who just pretend to care about Palestine because they're anti-Semites. Outside of like that is a pure red herring designed to distract attention from what is factually happening there, which is Israel is a Jewish ethno-state solely for the benefit of the Jews who live there, that exists in order to oppress another ethnic group for the benefit of those Jews. That is the reality. And to talk about anti-Semitism at all in that context, to pay any water to some Jewish person's feelings being hurt or whatever, if you denounce Israel a bit too harshly, is ridiculous. It's like worrying about anti-white racism in the context of fucking South Africa under apartheid. It's like worrying about anti-white sentiments in the context of the American fucking Confederacy. It's ludicrous. What you have in Israel is a relation of oppressor and oppressed, not like some tragic scenario where an oppressed group of people are forced into oppressing another group of people against their will. Give us a fucking break. Now, Jones can't respond to this stuff. He knows he can't respond to it. The only valid response to everything that I'm saying here would be, you're right, 100% right. I have changed my views completely and I agree with you on everything. That would be a valid response. Because as of yet, he has given absolutely no indication that has happened. But what he is going to do instead is scream anti-Semitism at me if he does respond, which I'm not convinced he has the balls for that. I'm not convinced that he has the balls to actually throw down honestly with someone who is not a fucking coward like him, whitewashing Zionism for a decade. Because ultimately, that is what you have to do if you want to be a part of the mainstream British media, which he still very much is, regardless of how he tries to frame himself as independent now. You know, he's still writing periodic columns for The Guardian and stuff like that. If he described Israel as what it really was, if he described the history of Zionism accurately, if he stopped coddling the feelings of Zionist Jews as if we should give a fucking shit about what people who support a genocidal settler colonial ethno-state think and feel. The reason why he does that, at least in part, is probably not because he really believes it 100%. It's because he values his privileged position in the British mainstream media more than he does talking about things in the terms that actually need to be talked about. And he gets a lot of clout from, like, policing those who actually do that. Back in 2017, he even gave a keynote speech at a Zionist organization's event. And after that, he gave an interview on it. Why I'm defending Jews on the left for the Jewish Chronicle, which, if it's not clear, this is a genocidal pro-Israel newspaper. On its front page, you go to the front page and you have nothing but, like, pro-Israel propaganda everywhere. And in 2017, Jones gave them a nice little interview where he talked about, you know, why he's defending Jews, why he gave a keynote speech at a Zionist propaganda organization with links to the Israeli state. And he does not support academic or cultural boycotts because there is a danger you end up indiscriminately targeting Jewish people. I've never been involved in BDS, he says. He only supports boycotts of products from illegal settlements. My Jewish friends often feel uncomfortable. Oh yeah, what's important isn't Zionist massacre of Palestinians, isn't Zionist settler colonization. It's the feelings. It's the feelings of, like, rich white first world Jews. Oh God. Look, this is someone who for a decade has been Zionist. Full stop. Liberal Zionist. People like him are why this has been allowed to happen. The only adequate response to this from him would be, you're right. I repudiate what I used to say, what I used to do. I agree with you now. Not to give interviews to literal fucking Zionist propaganda outlets, assuring them that you're against the most basic boycott and sanction movement, and that you're only against products from illegal settlements. But yeah, I think his ego isn't going to allow that to happen, and I think his desire to stay in the good graces of the mainstream British media especially will not allow that to happen, because ultimately that matters more to him than the burned bodies of Palestinian babies.
Is the old white hat.
Thank you for being a cock and helping us escape the Matrix. Lots of love, George Santos.
Yes, dude.
Davi baby's here. What's good? All right, hold on. Let me pull my food out. Well, you can open that. You can open the door. You can open the door. You don't have to be. God damn. You got Netflix's very own. Nice. This is my dog. I'm gonna take her out real quick to pee and stuff, and then you can do whatever you want to do right now. I'm gonna leave you alone. Don't do anything crazy, bro. I'm not worried. You're a Netflix guy now, so like you can't cut up.
You're right. All right, can I watch copyrighted things?
No. Absolutely. Come.
Hello, everyone. First, don't worry. When Hassan gets back, I'm gonna make him denounce Hamas. Yes, don't worry. His propaganda's over. Hell yeah! I'm about to sink this mother channel. This is actually free labor I'm doing. Let's see what a socialist is. If he comes back with $1,000, that's what he makes every second, by the way, of your hard-earned money. Look how this motherfucker disrespects me. This is his water and this is mine. Yeah, this is fucking psychological warfare, dude.
Yeah.
How dare you?
We were watching a video of a fan of mine about, damn, bro, you sat in here for like 3 seconds and it was warm as hell. How is that possible?
I'm a cozy.
Damn, dude.
I'm a cozy guy out this bitch.
You warmed this shit up. What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
The special came out. I'm just all over the place. The tour ended at the Beacon Theater, and I'm just trying to promote this shit. I'm trying to get I'm trying to be like Adam Sandler, dude. I want to just
make shitty movies,
good, fun movies with my friends.
Make shitty
Go
movies
to Hawaii,
in Hawaii.
hang out. Who gives? That's what I'm trying to be on, dude. I'm trying to escape the Matrix.
Bro, let me tell you something, okay? Your joke about big and tall on your special, you don't understand. Like
I appreciate it, man.
It was right here.
I get that.
It hit me in my soul. The fact that you said, I don't want to butcher it. You guys should just watch the special on Netflix. But when you're talking about being the skinniest guy, big and tall, I've been that guy.
It's a nice feeling.
I've literally, I've been that guy. Don't show your, don't show the address.
Yeah.
The cringe Daily Wire clip. All right, we'll look at that in a second. But before then, let's start this conversation off on the right foot.
Let's
take a look. This is from Geopoll.
Right. So many places in this part of Turkey looks Greek.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is viewed as a hero here.
Malacca, #1 baby in this area.
What the fuck?
It's Turkish barbers, man.
Is that what they're
Turks on the way to vote for Erdogan again, despite the lira being worth 0.001, an entire region being destroyed due to his It's true. This one's sad, but true.
No.
Extremely low turnout. Advanced Turkish Black Sea naval alert system. They can smell enemy ships from 100 miles out. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That guy looks awesome. Yeah, they fucked up.
Sen Kurdistan.
Cyprus allies. Northern Cyprus allied Turkey. Dude, that is the worst thing, bro. Don't
Hawaiian pizza's good.
Don't salute that, bro. He fucked it up.
Yep.
This is true, yeah. I mean, well,
Saloniki, that's what
I've told you this before. My dad's side is from Crete and Saloniki.
Yeah, exactly. You're Greek.
Yeah, that's
You're Greek,
half.
dude.
Okay,
You're
half.
Greek,
Bro,
dude.
chill. Half.
That's right, dude.
The bad half.
Yeah. You wish, dude.
All my setbacks.
You wish. Every time you got pussy, that was the Greek half.
Yeah.
All the DMs, that's for the Greek
Turkish
half.
tourists and Saloniki could be like, wow, Turkish house is so quaint and beautiful, man. Yeah, I mean, this has been the case. The pushing Z. Do Russians go to Greece at all or no? Because Russians love Turkey.
Really? No, we don't get. We get the rest of like.
You get the Brits.
We get a lot of Brits. We get Germans. We get like in northern Greece you'll get like Bulgarians, shit like that.
Oh God.
Yeah. That's true. If only we could be. If only you guys would give back Constantinople, we can be friends again.
Like this video of Albania one. Wow Matt has one. This is the classic.
But I am more white than you. You look gypsy. I am blonde hair. Blonde hair I have. You're gypsy.
That means that someone fucked your mother that is Turkish, but your father is not. Your mother is a whore and she got fucked from someone. You are weak sperm. You are weak sperm. This is the strong sperm. This is the Greek god. Okay, Greek god.
If you have Greek god, you would have win, but you lose.
Lose where?
You lose. Why is Hagia Sophia this, brother?
It's so good.
That's up, dude.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Dude, your take about the Greeks not being white.
Yeah.
But hitting the Lotto is pretty good too.
We truly aren't.
Yeah.
We truly aren't. Fat Rascal on Netflix now, folks. For all the bits we're alluding to.
Yeah, before I destroy half of his bids by retelling them
poorly,
being the most annoying guy out there who like
dude, remember that thing?
What?
No, just
exactly.
Awesome.
This is one of the, I kind of want to watch the full thing. Daily Wire did like a what was it? It's like Juana Man or the other one. What was the other one? White Chicks.
Good.
White Chicks?
Good. White Chicks is awesome.
Yeah, like they did a Juana Man and they were like, woke Hollywood won't let you make this. And it's like, no, they have.
Like, they had when I was in high school.
Yeah, they've done it a lot.
2006.
They've done it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, here, I'll show you the trailer first. It's called Lady Ballers.
In a world where women's sports is being transformed, the Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
So triggered. Most
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
Maybe you should try it sometime. Are you gonna move?
I am not.
Let's cut to the chase.
The craziest part about this is that it's all the failed Hollywood guys getting together and like making a movie on their own.
I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you know how he identifies.
If you can beat them,
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
You want us to compete as women. $5,000 prizes.
My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
This is the way the world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all about it. So a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all.
Oh, that's called gender fluid.
So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom. I can't believe it. Nice.
You mean when you're sleeping?
Yes. Coach, Alex, we could play basketball.
We have to get the whole team back together.
it's time
We're in. I'm in. I'm in.
to play
Lady Ballers. Mount up.
like a girl.
Guess what? I'm with her.
I love the idea that like these guys could magically just like be like
good athletes.
These fucking losers would not get washed by like Brittany Griner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, well they're women and we're guys.
One of the guys is like 5'1".
Yeah.
Tyler Fisher's little as fuck.
Do you know him? Oh, he's like big time. He's now taking over the role that Steven Crowder was supposed to, which is like the constant, fake gay guy.
So
Is he actually gay?
No, dude. He's just, like, the thing is, he was funny. That's what's so weird about this. And then during the pandemic, he started doing like Fauci impressions.
No.
And he lost his mind. He just got attention from Republicans. I remember having a conversation with him in the green room. And he was about to go on like Newsmax or something. And I was like, dude, or like Fox or something. I was like, dude, I don't know. I told him, I was like, personally, I wouldn't do it. I just don't think there's any point to it. Do what you got to do. Get fans however you get fans. But I was like, I literally remember being like, don't let it like influence you. Because he's funny and he is actually talented. And then you see him do his trans character and it's like the most hack. Here's the thing. I don't even care if it's offensive. It's just hack and not fun.
That's what Exactly. It's like, if it's funny, you can be, I don't personally give a shit if you're offensive. I'm a white guy, so that's probably a big part of that. Yeah. Us Greeks over here.
Yeah, dude,
but it's just like, it's just so silly when the material's so
Day one of being a girl athlete.
Yeah, it's always like, I'm a man, but I'm dressed like a woman. And
you
that's
don't know
weird.
how he identifies as blank. I mean, it fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I love being a girl. We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude.
soccer is it's fucking
the sport all of the world loves more than anything else.
Yeah, these guys they're real Americans. Like, soccer sucks.
Also, take a couple hormones. You know what I mean? Get a little skin in the game.
Well, that's actually interesting that you pointed it out, because turns out originally they wanted to make a documentary about this. Yeah, they wanted to literally originally make a documentary where they were gonna like bring these guys in to go and actually join like
And
a
people would
women's
be like,
league.
no.
Well, here, let's hear what Ben had to say about it.
You approached me and you said we should make a fictional film about this topic. Now, to be fair, I think I'd actually suggested to the Crane Boys that they do this as a doc.
Yes.
I originally went to them and I said, you guys should like go try out for a bunch of ladies' leagues. And that became not possible because, as it turns out, most ladies' leagues don't allow in actual men. And they weren't willing to go the full distance in terms of what it would require in order to, you know, the actual hormone treatments and everything.
Yeah, it destroyed
the whole
entire
premise of the movie is bullshit.
Like,
Gotcha.
That's fine. Like, okay, but how are you so? Did you just rip out like an extra snack from?
Oh, I found a wrapper.
A little road snack.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I do love that they are just like, yeah, this problem that we claim is happening all the time is totally invalid. It turns
And to play in some of the ladies' leagues, but in any case, it turned into
every 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Do this. So explain.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that you have to understand is that I was getting ready to leave the country to go make our Pendragon series on July 9th. And somewhere about mid-March, I thought, wouldn't it be great if between today and July 9th, we wrote and produced an entire feature film. So, yeah, the Crane Boys mentioned the idea that you had given them, and it had been in the back of my mind that, you know, we really should be making the movies that only we can make. In fact, I think it's a line that you had come up with. And what are the things that only we can do? So I
the
thought,
hackest bullshit of all time.
Yeah, a thing that like has been done in Hollywood a million times.
And it's not fucking interesting or funny.
Yeah.
Obviously, there has not been a true comedy made since Barack Obama became president. I mean, Barack Obama destroyed three things: rock and roll, comedy, and America.
Rock and roll comedy. What the fuck are you dunces talking about?
I've heard them say this before in like a incredibly leathery ass room as they
I love their leather room.
Yeah, where they like blow cigar smoke,
pretending to be men.
Yeah,
so fucking pathetic.
Other than that, he was a perfectly average president, you know. But it became impossible to tell a joke during the Obama administration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why we became the least funny version of ourselves that we could be.
God damn, that's so annoying. Comedy's thriving, baby. In fact, right now on Netflix, you go watch Fat Rascal, folks.
True.
That's right. Top 5 was number 4 on the Netflix top shows. Let's get it to number 1, folks. Okay. Let's show these liberal snowflakes that you can still joke about having a little penis, about your penis not getting
Barack Obama ruined that.
Barack Obama.
Yeah,
ruined
you're a bit of a hero.
I am a hero.
You're a bit of an American hero for bringing back little
Suck
penis
my dick,
jokes.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
Where's your fucking birth certificate, pal?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
Hassan?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Exactly. It's not there because
It
let
ain't
me tell
there.
you, he's Kenyan.
No, dude.
He is. He's a Kenyan Muslim man.
That's right.
All right. What is? George Santos is on.
He's the man.
George Santos. George Santos is now doing what's it called?
Ice cream, so yum. he should be doing that. I would watch that.
That would actually go hard. He's doing cameo.
Attention all sussy rumblers. I've been alerted that Sneeko is a soy grifter and likes to be twerked on by fresh oily butt in the club. Love Speech wants to thank you for being a cock and helping us escape the Matrix. Lots of love, George Santos.
Yes, dude.
I mean, dude, this is the first honest dollar he's earned. You know, $250 too high, or
high
just
enough.
right? Not high enough. Okay.
No,
fair.
250 is actually great. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I might have to get one. I might have to buy myself one.
Get him to fucking talk about your stand-up special.
You're a fucking genius. I am literally going to do that.
Yeah, it's marketing. It's marketing, baby.
I am literally going to do that.
Oh my God, he's earning 6 figures from his cameo vids, dude. Holy shit.
That's a good way to get pussy from irony poisoned women, dude. Get a bitch. Oh, dude, you get a girl that hasn't been giving you the time of day. A George Santos cameo. You're in, no, dude. You're in, bro. You are so in. That's
you are
free
so
game, brother.
You're so brain broken. Like that's who the is like who tapped into irony poisoned Twitter.
Dude, how many? Every woman on here right now, getting a George Santos cameo would increase the likelihood. That's better than Flowers 5 times to most of your fan base.
Also $250, so
something.
It came to $240.90 for the one I got you. Oh shit, I got some coming my way, it seems. Okay. But yeah, he's fucking caked up. Finally he's making money. Good for him. Reacted to Stavi cameo.
Hassan, your buddy Vorlo wants you to know that your little clipped Turkish penis is despicable. And you should
It's true.
not just circumcise it, not stop there with the foreskin, go all the way, lop your whole cock off.
That's up. He said despicable.
That's fucking true. Those are my words too.
Yeah. They didn't even put that in there. In the camera.
I'm not even kidding. I did it to like raise money for some shit, and they were just like, say Hassan's dick is bad.
Love that. Stavi insulted my friend's penis in a custom video once. It was amazing. You know what's really funny? That's like, you are an OnlyFans thought.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah,
that's it. You're doing dick rating. Yeah, that's fire. Okay, respect. Cutie's dad said in a fight, he would have you 50-50 chance, no shot.
How old is Cutie's dad?
I don't know.
Or we can talk about this more when we do the pod.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, well, that's a good. Good idea.
on, man.
Good podcast brain. I gave you some marketing tips. You give me podcasting tips. Okay. This is the other Daily Wire thing.
Tell me what you need.
Jump into the first one.
Rolling, speed, action.
Sawbuck's looking a little...
That's what I mean. That's why it like kind of shocked me to my core a little bit. But I guess they're homies with Adam
Little
Carolla.
chubby wubby. So I bought him some new food. It's organic
Megan Killer looks kind of nice with it.
She's looking nice.
and vegan.
Dogs are supposed to eat meat. They're descendants of wolves. You ever see a vegan wolf on the Nature Channel?
I'm a vegan.
Dude, every joke is from
top bun.
Every joke is from like 2008, dude.
So brutal, dude.
That's what they mean when they say Obama killed comedy. Like,
yeah.
They're like, that's the last time they've heard a joke and laughed at it, I think.
Yeah. No,
coffee is for closers, ladies. Listen up.
Hey, don't make this a prison.
This killed me a little bit.
That guy will do anything for a paycheck, dude. Come on.
Don't do anything stupid.
This killed me.
That's what I mean. It goes from Danny Trejo to Candace Owens, and I'm like, come on, bro. There's no amount of money that like.
Yeah, I bet they've hemmed him up.
Don't do anything stupid. Than last year.
I'm a heteronormative cisgender.
This is his whole shtick, bro.
It really is. And I'm not even kidding. He actually is a talented performer. It's pathetic that he did this, that he chose to go down this road. I actually, like, we used to be friends. And I mean, you know, I'd still talk to him and be like, dude, what? If it ever came up, I'd be like, please, why did you do this? But, you know.
Yeah, it's very like.
It's just, his main thing was he was complaining about, this happens a lot in comedy, where average comedians will say they're not getting anything because they're white. He literally.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy. And here, you know what the problem is? A manager told him that, right? They're like, sorry, there's no. And the thing is, managers are paid to lie to you because you're not that good.
Yeah.
And that's an easy scapegoat. And he believed it. That's how fucking like, it's like, dude, you're just not that good. That's
especially because like, just look to the field of comedy. Like,
I know. Look at
what do you mean?
Room. Every writer's room. Like, yes, some more black people and like, you know, different like ethnicities, more women, gay people are getting jobs. But look at the percentages. It's still fucking
It's
crazy.
still heavily dominated. It's just like, no, the real thing is they probably see a bunch of talentless white dudes in comedy rooms and they go, well, I didn't go to Harvard, so I couldn't get into this fucking
and that's
room.
what you should be mad at is the old white hacks that still have the jobs.
Yeah.
Like seniority is still there. But anyway, you just gotta try. And here's the thing. Sometimes getting passed over helps you. I didn't really get anything from the industry ever. And then I was like, all right.
No, I didn't.
Good, how are you?
No, I know it's from the Video Game Awards. They sent me a gift. Okay, well, Kaya's coming out. You gotta hang out with her. Okay, Kaya, come here. Come here. Okay. It's the same as the barrage of Muslims complaining about Transformers. I mean, kind of, yeah. It's just like it's
not even though, because it's like this is just you just got to get better. That's all there is to it. And it's like even if you're like, I actually think not getting any industry attention for a long time helped me now, because I had to build it all myself. I had to fucking get better. And then it was like, I got lucky with the algorithm and shit, but still, I put out a bunch of work and shit. Anyway, whatever. It's like, it's fucking loser talk. And by the way, it's entertainment. No one is supposed to have a career in entertainment. It's a fucking, it's a lottery. It's like you're playing a lottery even if you're fucking good. Anyway, whatever. It's just, I just hate resorting to being a fucking hack for any kind, for just so you can get a fan base, even though it's the fucking the worst fan base possible. That understands comedy the least.
Yeah.
White male, for which I apologize.
I'm black, and that used to be enough, but I'm also bilingual, and I'm non-binary. We're the Army! We drink more before 9.
This one killed me, honestly.
That's 10 a.m. that you Navy pukes do all day.
He rubbed all the fur off his emotional support ferret. The damn thing looked like a four-legged penis.
Also, there's no, like, I have no idea what this is about.
Right.
They just show, like, the star power behind it.
Charity and work. 2 words that should never go together. Like women and opinions.
I want a burly man. They're salty and make me dizzy.
Sorry, just need to find a thing to fix my gaming chair.
When I was on the construction site, my chair was a 5-gallon bucket. It was also my toilet.
I have not. He makes fun of Bill Maher.
It's so good.
So why is he hanging out with the most Bill Maher? This is like Bill Maher, but not as successful.
I don't, honestly, my hunch is that some of these people were just like, hey, here's the money, and it's 1 day of work.
I thought it was like, I thought this was like Adam Carolla's like buddies, you know what I mean? Like he probably
did they know that the Daily Wire bought, like did the Daily Wire produce it? Did they just buy it? I don't know. Anyway, it's probably just literally a paycheck.
Hey, I'm done. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, neither is
Thanks
she.
a lot.
She's looking good too.
She does.
I don't know how you, Daily Wire dropped a huge bag for this. Probably not. They don't have that kind of bag, do they? That actually blows my mind a little bit. Is Bill Maher?
My uncle wasn't married or had kids, and I was always like, huh. Just was like, what's up with him?
Smart.
What's up with that guy?
It's partying.
Seems
going the Bill Maher route.
Do you purple? Was that getting me into Bill Maher?
Do you have a Bill Maher character?
Purple? Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Bill
you
Maher.
do? That's right, you do. I saw you did it.
You're one of those people. Who thinks you're one of those people? You're not. Okay. Okay, you don't. You're wrong. You people. There's no God. Okay. And if you think there is, it's very like. I know everything. I think I do agree with a lot of what he says.
It's awesome.
That's very good.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible one, dude. And he does these videos. He's a great. He's really funny, and he does a lot of impressions. He does a good Biden, and he has like, he does like the face thing. He does a great Caitlyn Jenner. He's awesome.
Oh, he does like the AI face
yes,
shit?
He does.
Oh, that's, yeah.
If anybody has a nice one. But yeah, he's got bangers. I wish I had one off the top of my dick, but I don't. He was on Reno 911, yes.
You got to see the media dropping for Lady Ballers. It's just Daily Wire spamming articles trying to hype it. Daily Wire surpassed like 1 million subscribers. Dude, that's the thing. Like, these motherfuckers are caked up, bro. They have literally more than 1 million subs, is what the Axios is saying. And I don't know if it's like one of those.
Wait, subs like
paying subscribers, bro.
Oh, they have their own like.
Yeah, to see like the extra racism.
Oh, I see.
They paywall it like OnlyFans. You know how like the OnlyFans girls like give you a
that's
little.
where Shapiro shows whole.
Yeah,
it just shows tits on the free one.
Yeah, they give you a little bit. They give you a little bit as a taste.
Here's my butthole. My butthole.
Yeah. Hypothetically, what if I were to say the N-word behind a paywall at Daily Wire?
Shout the N-word into my ass. That gets me off.
So that's like Joe Biden versus Joe Biden.
Clippers, they're Clizzers, man. Hey, who are you? I'm you, man. Come on. It's me, Joey B. How'd you get in here? This is a security beach. Look, I got a surprise for you. Your name isn't Barack Biden. It's Barack O'Jiden. Who sent you? Vice Pina Colada Hairless? No, man, look. You gotta get your ass to Neptune. Not Neptune, but Mars. Not Marshalls. Let's go behind the bleachers. I was looking. $5 1/4 for a sniffing tug. It was a dude, man. What? Huh? Huh? You're being nervous. Look, all I know is if you don't vote for me, you ain't a China guy. Wait, hold on a second. Hey, where'd you go? Your pills, man. They're not
Yeah, he's got a ton of good ones.
Yeah.
I wonder if he just hasn't. I want to see his, like, he had a good Mar where he was just, you know, hosting an orgy or something. Great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if these guys are like, Vivek just fat shamed Chris Christie. Oh, hell yeah. Let's fucking, we don't stand for that here. No. I mean, he is, I'm a big Chris Christie boy. Wait, this is on News Nation?
Chris, your version of foreign policy experience was closing a bridge from New Jersey to New York. Yeah. So do everybody a favor. Just walk yourself off that stage, enjoy a nice meal, and get the hell out of this race. Chris,
Dude, that guy has no juice whatsoever.
He couldn't even fat shame him right. He was just like, walk off that stage and enjoy a nice meal. Like, that's such a... Dude. Oh, he's such a nerd.
The debates need Trump so bad.
I know.
He's talking about dropping a bag. Everyone should come together. If Trump starts a GoFundMe, I'll pay for it, dude.
Oh,
I want to see him destroy these dorks.
I mean, I forget who, like, originally said this, but, like, there is a dollar amount and, like, assurances that you give to Trump that he's not going to jail where he just doesn't run and he's just on television. Like, he has his own TV show.
Fucking awesome.
Which is like
Trump TV with
his best, like 24 hours, just fucking put a camera on him and let him ride.
Yeah. It'd be so fucking awesome.
Because, like, when he's out of power and he's just, like, being bitchy, he's at his best. That's peak Trump.
When he was talking about how Washington looks like shit or D.C., it looks like shit. Oh, there was a video. I wish I had it. Such good stuff.
You didn't think I'd let that go, did ya? They're about to break. Give them a nudge. Losing A.
Hasanabi corporate. I don't even know what that is. Okay, let me finish this video real quick, but here, let's do it. I was just watching your special last night, dude. You're famous, dog. We got Netflix. We got Netflix's very own.
That's right.
Here. This is my dog. I'm gonna take her out real quick to pee and stuff, and then you can do whatever you want to do right now. I'm gonna leave you alone. Don't do anything crazy, bro. I'm not worried. You're a Netflix guy now, so like you can't put that up.
You're right. All right, can I watch copyrighted things?
No. Come.
Hello, everyone. First, don't worry. When Hassan gets back, I'm gonna make him denounce Hamas.
I know how to do a lot of things. Losing isn't one of them.
No one will remember you.
Number one, not even paying attention. That's how good I am.
And I think that that's everyone. Now, next,
I would
chat.
die for denim
I would like to at
sushi
least
if
try
she
and
asked me
start this video. I wanted to watch it a couple
Those
days ago,
are
but then we didn't have time.
pronouns
And
that this
now
person
we have a lot of time. I actually managed to... I'm pretty impressed with myself. We managed to cover all of the news
weird,
today.
sorry.
So now we get to try this one. It's this video from Tom Nicholas titled Baby Bust, Why Conservatives Are Obsessed with Birth Rates Now. So let's go.
Let me show you a video.
The goal of our organization is not to convince people who have no kids to have 2 kids or 1 kid. It's to convince people who have 4 kids and to make it easier for people who have 4 kids to have 9 kids if they want.
This is Malcolm Collins. Malcolm and his wife Simone
Oh my
are
God, the world is
authors,
doomed.
private equity investors, and venture capitalists based
Nearly
in
the last thing
Pennsylvania.
we
Earlier
can do
this
to help the
year, they
environment is
welcomed
have-
their amazingly named 4th child, Industry Americas, into the world.
But if a family of 6 sounds like a pretty full house already, they don't plan to stop there.
We're going to have more than 7 if we can, basically, until my uterus is forcibly removed in a botched surgery. I'm going to keep going.
If you keep even vaguely up to date on the news, you've likely seen the Collinses about before. They've been
TMI.
interviewed a lot.
That was TMI.
Over the past few years, in newspapers, on podcasts, on TV.
And that's because the Collinses aren't just planning to have lots of kids simply because they're fond of children.
No, they're the leading lights of a niche yet vociferous movement which they call pronatalism.
So the Pronatalist Foundation, which we run, says no matter what, we are going to have demographic collapse in the developed world, and it will wreak havoc on the economy. Our goal as an organization is to preserve as much of our existing human diversity as possible into the future.
Their core belief is that the greatest threat currently facing humanity is not climate change, inequality, zoonotic disease, or any of the usual concerns you might hear raised about our crisis-stricken world, but instead, declining birth rates.
It's so much work.
It's so funny too because like I feel like not even a decade ago it was these same people that wouldn't stop complaining about overpopulation. And it's like, Interesting. Interesting how things change.
Worse than people think. So if you look at the United States, if you project forwards the decline in fertility rate we have had in the past 10 years, and you assume 1 generation every 30 years, for every 100 Americans, there's only going to be around 4.3 great-grandchildren.
The Collinses aren't alone in harboring this fear that humanity might be on the brink of dying out.
Pronatalism has become a highly fashionable thought trend in Silicon Valley.
Elon Musk has repeatedly stated that what he calls population collapse represents an existential threat to humanity, a position which appears to have factored into his own decision to have fathered 12 children at time of recording.
From there, the belief that we urgently need to boost birth rates has become a recurring theme both in the contrarian podcast sphere and in formal conservative politics at the very highest levels.
We don't have enough families and children to continue as a nation.
There is one critical outcome that liberal individualism has completely failed to deliver, and that is babies.
We want to produce babies in this country, right? We want to produce babies.
When I first started making this video, I was pretty skeptical of this whole population collapse thesis. Given the rogues gallery of populists and reactionaries that have become the leading lights of the pronatalism movement, it's easy to push it aside as just another conspiracy theory. The latest installment in the franchise which brought us vaccine passports, 15-minute cities, and they're eating the dogs.
They're eating the dogs! The more time I've spent digging around this topic, however, the clearer it seems that declining birth rates really are about to lead to some pretty significant social and economic challenges for many countries. Probably the country that you're watching this from right now.
There are a few questions that I want to try and answer over the next however many minutes then. Firstly, how bad really is the decline in birth rates which the pronatalists are so incensed by? Secondly, why are they so interested in this crisis over the many other challenges the world is presently facing? And thirdly, does the pronatalism movement actually have any...
I'm so excited for him to reveal that the baby carrier has no babies in it.
...useful answers to the world's baby...
There's no baby in the stroller.
...drought, or are the real solutions ones which the Collinses, Musk, Trump and their allies would be unlikely to find so appealing?
I was thinking the same thing the whole time, yeah.
Any discussion of modern-day concerns about birth rates has to start with this book.
This is The Population Bomb by Paul Ehrlich. Published in 1968, Ehrlich's book makes exactly the opposite argument to that of today's pronatalists. Rather than population collapse, it warns of a rapidly...
Literally, what did I just say?
...approaching future in which an exponential rise in the number of babies being born means there are more human beings alive on planet Earth than planet Earth can adequately sustain.
The main premise is that there's 3.6 billion people in the world today, and we're adding about 70 million a year, and that's too many. It's too many because we are getting desperately short of food, that we're very much short of other resources, and that above all, the very delicate life support systems of the planet, the things that supply us with all of our food, ultimately with all of our oxygen, with all of our waste disposal, are now severely threatened.
What the population bomb does share with today's pronatalists is an unapologetic alarmism. At its heart is the observation that what Ehrlich calls the doubling time of the human population has been exponentially decreasing throughout history.
Prior to 1650, he estimates the global population doubled around once every 1,000 years. Then, in the 200 years between 1650 and 1850, it doubled again. Then again in the 80 years following that. By the time the population bomb was published, that doubling time had dropped to just 35 years.
The challenges which might come with such a rapid rise in population are fairly obvious.
It might be relatively easy to double the global population in 35 years, but it's much harder to increase the size of the global food industry at the rate required to feed all those extra people. Can you build enough houses for them? Enough transport? Educate them all? Can the environment take the extra stress they'll place on the planet?
Ehrlich's answer is an emphatic no. He went on to argue strongly for governments to introduce measures to discourage people from having as many children.
The only hope that there is that we will be able, at least in the United States, through the political process, to get a government that's courageous enough to say, look, we're overpopulated and we have to have population control and start moving in that direction.
This concern that the size of the global population might one day overwhelm the resources available to feed everyone wasn't entirely new. The population bomb is effectively a modernizing adaptation of an 1803 pamphlet by Thomas Malthus, which similarly predicted that overpopulation would one day lead to famine and war. Nevertheless, Ehrlich's book was a sensation. It sold more than 2 million copies, led to its author becoming a regular guest on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and firmly lodged this concern about population growth in the popular imagination.
Until very, very recently, if someone was going to strike up a conversation with you about the global population, they were almost certainly going to argue that there was simply too many of us.
Ehrlich's wish for population control even came true in at least one case, in the form of China's infamous one-child policy, which punished families who had more than one baby. There was just one problem with Ehrlich's thesis. Even by the time the population bomb was published, global birth rates had actually started.
Also, there was only one problem with the one-child policy in China, which is that parents tried to have their children pretty consistently on the year of the dragon. So you just had like years where there were lots of children and years where there were barely any children. What, seriously? Yeah. Wait, did you guys not know about this? Hold up, let me find it. One-child policy. Here is 1991, stricter enforcement of the one-child policy starts obviously 1991 here, and then here are the 2 years of the dragon in 2000 and 2012. And as you can see, people trying to have a lot of children in the year of the dragon. Oh, God, dude. Oh, man. Yeah. They also had problems where parents would kill newborn daughters so they could have a son. Well, I don't know about, I feel weird about the usage of the word there, kill. Considering that, we don't use that word when we're describing abortion. But yeah, that, and also from my understanding, that hasn't been substantiated. But I'd be happy to look into it if anyone has more resources on it. This, however, I think is very funny. I like that the graph also kind of looks like a dragon. Yeah. And for anyone who's like, I don't understand, like, what is this? What am I looking at? In the Chinese zodiacs, each year it belongs to a specific animal that is very similar to like how we describe horoscopes being like month-to-month basis. And the system is based on, at the very least, what we would consider a story about a race between all of these animals. Here we go. Here's the Wikipedia page on it. According to the legend, the Jade Emperor held a contest to decide which animals would be lucky enough to be included in the calendar. The winner of the race, the rat, received the first year of the 12-year cycle. That's me. I'm the rat. However, according to historical records and research, the Chinese zodiac appeared after the establishment of the Ganji chronicle law, and each of the 12 animals corresponded to one of the 12 branches. But anyways, the story goes that, like, the dragon obviously could have easily fucking won. But he stopped to, like, because the dragon was so noble and kind, besides being base as fuck, strong and fast, he stopped in the middle of the race to help, I think, one of the other animals. I'm trying to find the story. No, not this one. No. No. Rats be winning. Oh, wait. Why are these all just like PDF files? I just want to find the like TLDR version, please and thank you. Okay. This is a good one here. This is a good explanation. The rat won because he jumped into the ox's ear. And then at the very end, he dashed out. That's why. So, like, the rat is supposed to be, you know, smart and, what's the word? Not cunning. No, not ruthless, but just like resourceful. There we go. That's the word. Which, as rats are, very resourceful. And then obviously tiger and rabbit come in next because they're fast and competitive, but the tiger is faster. What the hell? I like this one, the translation on this. Good-looking dragon and crafty snake. Oh, God. Wait, where is it? No, this is an inaccurate retelling of this. Clever, crafty. Yeah, those are the other ones. What the hell? Okay, well, it looks like there's different stories, but anyways, the
Domination. You know what Langley expects. Get it done.
Mangione, the guy who ostensibly killed the CEO of United Health, was extradited to New York. And we're going to show you a picture of this. I mean, this is obviously a made-for-television event and media. We have a clip. We have. I don't know if we have video. Do we have video or just this picture? We don't need the video. This gets it. Look at this video. This picture.
It's crazy.
This is. It is unclear to me what it is that New York City or Eric Adams is trying to project. Now, you can see Eric Adams is over Mangione. I guess it's his
right shoulder.
Right shoulder. And we should say, I don't think that they're in equally hot water, but in terms of the crime, obviously the law. But the fact is that Eric Adams is also indicted. He is being investigated himself.
Right.
And
maybe that's why they needed all the security.
Yeah, like who is it for? Are they perp walking Eric Adams or this other guy? Like, I get it. I just don't understand what's going on. If they expect an attack to somehow spring this guy, and that's why they have, SWAT teams with, semi-automatic weapons guarding him, and they've all got Kevlar vests on. Why don't they have a Kevlar vest on him?
Well, you know why. I mean, this is a show of force. This is an intimidation display, in my view. And I think it's going to have the reverse effect. I think most people...
It's making him like a folk hero.
Well, it already is kind of, and this is just exacerbates it the more that they choose to show resistance to it or treat him like he's like Bin Laden or something.
Let's put that picture up on the right. This is funny. Somebody compared this to that one. Yeah.
The Superman thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That apparently happened in...
They're filming... That's them filming the new one, I think, actually.
Okay, that's in a DC comic. Superman also held by more or less the same amount of guys. Now, to be fair, the New York City police were dressed in New York City police gear and not in camo. But more or less the same picture. It's absurd. Here is Jamie Peck, formerly of the Majority Report, formerly of the Antifada. Now, the name of her show is...
I want to get it right. Party... One second. I'll get that right.
Party Girls?
Yes. I think so.
And she was on Chris Cuomo's program, and I think she did a pretty good job. As far as I can tell, and I don't know what the motivations of people donating to this guy's, criminal defense fund are. I suspect this guy has plenty of money to mount a defense. But the value, it seems to me, of doing this, and I imagine, this is what Jamie and the organizers of this fund are doing, is trying to continue the conversation that was clearly started about healthcare. We haven't talked about healthcare as a country in ages.
I mean, I think a lot of Democrats treated the Affordable Care Act as the end-all be-all and the solving of this issue.
Now we just got to maintain it.
But we do know, and that was what Kamala Harris was running on. And what's unfortunate is that, the knock-on effect of funneling more and more people into the private health insurance system, the upshot is that, more people are insured, and that's a good thing. But it also allows for these health insurers they are now banned with the patient protection part for denying you for a pre-existing condition, but the incentive to deny you care is still there because they make more money
if you're just paying insurance and they don't have to pay for your care. So it's just more people in that system, and they found other ways to get around it. And so people still think it's broken, and the Harris campaign, the Democrats haven't tapped into it at all.
The thing I find fascinating about this is, like, obviously, you know, Jamie's fund is about getting this conversation into the mainstream. But equally as obvious is Chris Cuomo's having somebody on to talk about this is just his way of getting clicks. So they're both doing it for, you know, sort of like as publicity stunts, except for one person here is doing it, the publicity stunt, so that people get health care, and the other one is doing it so that he can expand his house on, you know, the Hamptons or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jamie Peck joins us now. Thank you for taking the opportunity.
Thank you for having me.
Help me understand, why is it a beautiful thing? Why do you support him assassinating another human being in cold blood?
So I was definitely joking a little bit, obviously drawing a comparison between what Donald Trump said about himself and the sort of explosion, this appetite, this excitement for the conversation that Luigi Mangione started. But I do think to call this an act of terrorism is an insult to the intelligence of the American people. Terrorism is something designed to strike fear into the hearts of non-combatant civilians, right? The general population. Nobody but a tiny class of CEOs has been made to live in fear by Luigi's actions, but nearly everybody knows what it's like to live in fear of having a necessary medical claim denied, the fear of having your life ruined or potentially ended by a stack of medical bills. And I think in a system with so much violence that's directed from the top down, it should come as no surprise when violence begins to boomerang back from the bottom up onto the 1%. Also, I would like to remind you on the subject of terrorism, nearly 3,000 Americans lost their lives on 9/11, right? This is the largest terrorist attack this country has ever seen. An estimated 190,000 people are murdered each year by our broken healthcare system. That is the equivalent of 52 9/11s worth of deaths every year. Every single week, another 9/11 happens. So I gotta ask, who is the more prolific terrorist in this equation?
Well, first of all, as you may know, Jamie, terrorism is a specific legal standard, right? There's no question that Luigi did what he did in furtherance of a political agenda. He said it. Okay, so I don't see this as a question of fact or law. It's about the policy behind it. What I don't understand, and you know, you are somebody who in your positions is constantly trying to embrace the humanity of situations, right? I've been looking at why you support what you do with what's happening in the Middle East conflict. To me, this seems to be anathema to this. You know,
can you pause it actually
within
for a sec?
system.
I just want to make this point because that was generous, that was nice of him, but when he talks about her humanity in this sense, he's betraying that, or I don't know what his opinions are, but I doubt that he is a principled anti-killing human being. There are like a very small number of people on this planet that are in principle just saying, I keep bringing this up, this example, Sister Helen Prigine, who is an anti-death penalty advocate, right? That's like the class of person who is in principled anti-violence. The question for 99% of the population, and specifically if you're in media or politics, is what violence are you against? And is it the stuff that you express outrage over, is it when violence is directed upward, or is it when violence is directed downward? And based on the reaction to this killing of the healthcare CEO, you can tell a lot about people's politics, especially if they were justifying Daniel Penny's killing of Jordan Neely on the subway. So I just want to point that out because he's trying to paint Jamie as this extremist in her opinions on this front and saying this is contrary to her humanity. But unless you have a principled anti-killing position, you can't make that case.
This seems to be anathema to this. You know, nothing within a system gets changed by violence. How can you expect? Yeah, we're having a conversation, but we're not having the right one because the healthcare industry now has high ground because they've been victimized by this.
Pause it for a second. he can't possibly believe that the healthcare industry has the moral high ground.
Is that what they're all feeling these days?
I don't think that's. I mean, what's really fascinating about this, there's two things fascinating about this, and like I say, it's very helpful that she's on there. It's extending the conversation. It's making people think about it. But it is fascinating to watch this, like, sector of the media, and the way that, like, it is. I mean, it's tabloid stuff. But it is fascinating how they're, like, even to sort of, like, generate a story here. The idea that somehow the health insurance industry, like, how does that manifest itself?
And
are there people doing vigils now out in front of, like, health CEOs' houses? Like, we got you. No, over our dead body.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that this is going to change things, but how does Chris Cuomo suggest that we get rid of the private health insurance industry? What is potent these days? Like, I think the government needs to end that industry entirely by having a public
100%, of course,
public health insurance.
Decommodify.
Yeah. Do we want to hear her response?
Yeah.
Our industry now has high ground because they've been victimized by this chooch. This isn't how we get insurance to be better, by putting a bullet in somebody's head. Why would you get behind that?
Now, I've never advocated violence as a tactic for change coming from
You're celebrating the guy.
People that I organize with. This was a lone wolf act of violence on the part of Luigi Mangione, and it seems to have started a huge conversation among everybody about the violence, the death, and the murder caused by this broken healthcare system. Again, 9/11 every single week, indefinitely, until someone puts a stop to this madness. So we are here really to advocate for the thousands and thousands of people who have spoken up against an unjust and violent healthcare system, which is not a fact of nature.
Jamie, that's 100% fine. And by the way,
I love it how it's like the way that he's. This is such a, like, this is honestly. I wonder if this, like, if this is like the type of, like, phone call that Jamie would get, like, from her parents. Like, well, I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree with that everybody should have health care. It's fine for you to believe that, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just your mother and I are concerned that you are going out and like our neighbors came by and said, like, what is Jamie doing?
Right.
Yeah, and Jamie's exactly right. Like, this is not something any leftist groups, from like the more anarchists to all the way to communists, they don't say let's go do individual violence typically. Like, and nobody says John Brown, there's our model for political action. But if you conversely say John Brown terrorist, people are going to raise an eyebrow at you and thinking you may be a neo-Confederate.
How about Nelson Mandela, terrorist, who was on the terrorist watch list until 2008? Is Chris Cuomo ready to have that conversation about why that was the case?
But Likud.
And right, well, that's a whole other can of worms. But like, the point there is like, even Mandela talked about how violence might be necessary to create change. But you wouldn't have that kind of nuanced conversation about the role of violence in politics on this network, because he's trying to sensationalize it and have her on there so like a boomer audience is like, see, the kids these days, they don't get it. They're all crazy. And that's the role of what this is.
When the crazy thing is that we accept a system that is so brutal every day, and we look like we're going to continue it through another term.
All right, let's play just a little bit more.
That's 100% fine. And by the way, it's not new, okay? People have been crusading against insurance companies, but there's no question we haven't gotten changes to the system that are necessary. No question. You're talking to one of them right now. I look this old because I am old, and I've been covering that system for over 25 years, and almost never positively. But you're raising money for this guy's legal defense. If that isn't supporting what he did...
Pause it for 1 second. I just don't mean to interrupt here, but again, but that but is doing a big thing. Like, Jamie, there has been absolutely no progress on this for 25 years. Believe me, I'm old. I've seen it. But I mean, why should you do this? Take this opportunity to draw people's attention to it?
Even if you had a problem with Mangioni's actions and wanted to condemn it in the harshest terms, you'd still also say maybe the state using terrorism charges and stacking up on that might be a bad precedent for the future going forward.
100%. And look, the bottom line is the real story is about this, in my mind, is the way that the public has largely reacted to it. The real question here isn't why would you raise money for this and provide yourself an opportunity to talk about what the real issue is, that being healthcare. The real question is like, whoa, what have people missed that they didn't realize there was this level of anger out there? All right, just continue.
Money for this guy's legal defense. If that isn't supporting what he did, I don't know what would be. And again, as somebody who says what my interest is in seeing people treated humanely, you're raising money for exactly the opposite. I don't get the hypocrisy.
Well, I think everybody is entitled to a fair trial, including Luigi Mangione. And as we know,
he doesn't need your money.
Access to a fair trial is actually quite tiered based on how many resources a person has access to. What?
He's got access. You see who his lawyer is? She ain't working pro bono, I promise you that.
I don't know about that.
Well, we have not heard yet as to whether or not Luigi is going to accept these funds. If he doesn't need them for whatever reason, they're going to be distributed to other people who are facing political charges. But I think in this country, money is a form of speech.
Oh, no, listen, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying you can't do it, Jamie. I'm saying, why would you do it? You have the right to do it. I'm saying, why is it right? Why don't you take the money and give it to people who've gotten screwed by insurance companies?
I think I need to refocus once again onto the murder and the violence inherent in this system that so many people all across the political spectrum, across lines of political difference, conservatives, liberals, Democrats, and Republicans are all excited and energized.
Raise money for that.
I think we've got enough. I mean,
raise money.
So we already played this, but this is what Cuomo's doing. You said like it's like her talking to one of her parents. This is exactly this comedy thing here of this kid getting into his car with his mom. And,
oh, yes.
And his mom's reaction is exactly what Cuomo's was.
We played this before, Sam. It's pretty great. So this is before he got caught. Yeah.
And the mom doesn't believe what he's did, catches on what he's doing late, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Mumsy. How you doing? Jake, go back. Change. No green jacket, no hood. This is serious now. A lot of people have been DMing me, messaging me. You have to go back and change. This is not funny. Are you listening to me? This is not a funny situation. Please listen to me. Jake. Oh, my God. What? What don't you understand? Oh, my God. Let him in. Crime. You need to go home and change.
The person that it was done to did a lot worse, okay? To the entire country.
I'm not negating
to the entire country.
I agree with you. However,
I agree.
He's doing that, right there. Held it like that's what he's doing.
Because that's what all they had was that shot.
But that is honestly, that's what
I agree with you, but right.
I'm not negating that, but just like slow your roll a little bit.
and that's the energy there. But
good for Jamie. That came off well, I think, and
agreed.
Gets the message out there. I wish it was on a bigger platform. It would have been funny to see that, I don't know. Maybe a News Nation. I don't know.
They're doing their best.
If the people watch that, they probably get more viewers than we do, and they were probably really shocked by it. Actually, that's the thing. You go into that situation, and it's really that's the formula there. These young people, they're not getting it. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.
Hey guys, so here's a bit of a follow-up regarding the completely ridiculous discussion that I had with Keffals yesterday. So if you don't know what happened, I highly suggest you don't actually go and watch the video. It's a complete waste of your time. But basically, Keffals invited me on her stream because I thought we were going to talk about something that had happened to her that she told me she wanted to clear the air on or something because we talked about it in private, and I guess she wanted to talk about. Oh, you know what I should talk about? I never actually talked about this, I don't think. So you guys might remember from like last year, the end of 2022-ish, Keffals decided to like randomly go at me and like try to like create like a rivalry with me in order to basically just make like idiotic low effort drama content for her what was then at the time dying and which is now a dead YouTube channel. And well, a lot has happened since then. You might remember that she basically is not someone who was really watched for the actual strength of her content. She was watched out of sympathy because she got doxxed and swatted by Kiwi Farms, or at least she said it was by Kiwi Farms. At this point, I'm not even sure who it was. But she started up a GoFundMe, which was ostensibly for like legal fees and moving and like fees for like urgent moving or replacement of stuff that was taken from her and blah, blah, blah. And there was a video recently by shitty YouTube channel Some Ordinary Gamers, which I'm not particularly interested in what he has to say about it. But he did actually, nonetheless, provide clear evidence of the fact that she stole money from the GoFundMe, which is something that I've been suspecting for a long time and something that is now confirmed. She did nothing to contest this. She did nothing to say that it was not true. She disappeared from the internet after this was revealed. So fair warning here, don't watch this video, don't read the comments, don't engage with any of these people because they're not actually worried about her stealing the money. What they're worried about is her promotion of DIY hormone therapy for trans people, which I don't give a fuck about. What these people don't like, and like he relegates this to almost the very end of the video as well, as if it's like a minor side point, as if it's not like the smoking gun that is like the worst possible thing that could have happened. For him, this is like, I'm just going to put it like in the last 3 minutes as a minor side note, when it's the worst part of it. It's a conversation, like a private chat that she had. I don't want to, I'll read it myself. She said, feels really bad watching the GoFundMe deplete. The rest will cover a year rent and my psych fees if I talk to a psychologist once a week for the next 11 months. I keep trying to think of how it depleted so fast, and there's just so many little things. Travel and replacing furniture and helping my friends out and buying new streaming gear and clothes. If anyone else ever finds out how I spent the GoFundMe, I am definitely getting cancelled, lol. So that's fraud, by the way. That's fraud. People don't, including me, I gave her $200. We donated to her on the faith that she would use the money for what she said in the GoFundMe. And then she just used it to buy whatever the fuck she wanted, basically, including drugs. I was right about fucking everything about her. Talentless hack who rid a wave of sympathy based off people harassing her into making lots of money, and then also scammed people, including her audience. Her audience, by the way, is mostly like impressionable young kids who probably stole their parents' credit cards to donate this money to her. And then she just like spent it on whatever the fuck she wanted, like it was nothing. And the legal fees, the legal case that she said she was going to do never happened. There was a thread on Twitter about this as well. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the thread. So like a former editor of Keffals came forward, by the way. She, you might see in that chat, she was like talking like she was poor or something, and she's like eating through the money. She has no income. But a former editor of Keffals came out and released like a spreadsheet that shows her month by month revenue, and she was making in total like minimum 5K, minimum 4K, 5K ish per month. In some months it got up to 13,000, 12,000, so we're not exactly talking about someone who was poor here. I mean, in some of these months as well, like she streamed 3 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, and she still made like $5,000 fucking dollars when she wasn't even actually working. It's just someone with passive income, extremely high passive income. Where does it come from? I honestly couldn't tell you. It must be like month by month subscriptions from her audience or something. It says here, Patreon, keffals.gg. So she makes most of this money from like her own website somehow. I don't even know how that works when she's not even streaming. People just like hemorrhage that money to her for some reason. But yeah, so she lied about, basically just stole the money while she was still making good money herself. And in this thread, she says that she's saving up to buy a house. She's building some savings. I'm not sure exactly how that happens when you like, I desperately needed $100,000 to pay for this urgent cost that I otherwise couldn't pay for. And you're actually saving to buy a house. What's going on there? and she said that she was going to file a complaint before like the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario, but apparently like the time limit for that has actually passed, and there was no hearing, there was no nothing, basically, is what this thread goes over. So the thing that she said she was going to use that money on, which was legal costs, she didn't use the money on. So yeah, that really says it all, doesn't it? Anyway, as usual, bad empanada vindicated, proven right every single fucking time. Like it happened with Vorsh. I called him being a pedo years before it was 100% confirmed, just based off the fact that he could not stop talking about how much he loves pedophilia and defending it. Turns out he had child porn on his hard drive and he showed it on stream. Bonerbox, I told everyone he was a fucking Zionist. Now he's like Destiny's best friend. He's posting justifications for the IDF murdering kids. He's in Israel at the side of Destiny right now, trying to justify the killing of kids on behalf of the IDF even more. And Keffels. I told you that she stole the money. I told you she was a piece of shit. I was correct, 100% vindicated. Bad empanada, always right. Just listen to whatever he has to say. Don't think for yourself. It's that simple. What else is there? We got to do like YouTube drama. Really? You may have remembered in my incredible dispute with the amazing and very intelligent streamer Keffels that I said she would need to avoid actually watching my responses and showing them to her viewers because, you know, they're so just rife with evidence that makes her look terrible that she would have no avenue of response. And she nonetheless went and did exactly that, and it went exactly as I said it would. Literally exactly as I said it would. And she uploaded it to her channel afterwards. Like the lack of self-awareness that one would need to have for that to be possible is absolutely absurd. You're not going to believe that she uploaded this to her channel. The title is like Bad Empanada's Hilarious Meltdown Response. Creepy, tanky. Like, it's all completely just non-descriptive and very general, because if she described what happened in the video, well, you'll see. You can form your own descriptions. I can just show you.
Let me get the Bad Empanada video up. Okay.
Big mistake. You shouldn't have done that.
Oh, Bad Empanada jump scare. Okay, let's see.
So Keffels just made the very poor choice to invite people onto her stream to refute the claims that she made about the Holodomor being a genocide. And it's once again a great doozy. She pretty much just outs herself again as a massive liar, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's get right down to the clip where she was confronted about what she said about me. She claimed that I was a genocidal Stalinist who supports Stalin genocide and ethnic cleansing. Let me show you the clip of that first. I bring receipts. She never does. She basically relies on her audience being too stupid to actually seek out the facts and just accepting whatever she says. And yeah, precisely. So why would you upload this, Keffels? I think you might have made a mistake here. I think this was probably not a good idea on your part. It's like the default truth no matter what. Listen.
If you go into Bad Empanada's channel, one of his most popular videos is him defending Stalin's mass murder and ethnic cleansing and genocide.
Okay, let's go to Bad Empanada's channel. Let's sort by popular. Well, this is the 8th most popular video on my channel, but it's also the only one that's actually about Stalin. So this must have been what she's talking about. Let's click it. So this is a video about the Holodomor genocide question. It goes over the scholarship on the question of whether the Holodomor was a genocide of Ukrainians or not. And I end.
Okay, I don't care. That's okay. That's a problem though. It's like I actually don't care.
That's what this is like. Her response is like a fucking 14-year-old who's, you know, gotten into some dumb fucking argument or something, and their response is like, "Oh, I don't care anyway. I don't care. She doesn't care. She just doesn't care." That's amazing. You get proven wrong in the most thorough way possible, and your only response is, "I don't care." She did seem to care though, because if she didn't care, why was she inviting people onto her stream for like 3 hours straight to debate this? If she didn't care, why did she make this video that was 9 minutes long of her just plain making shit up about me. Like, she wrote a script, she read it off a teleprompter, she put like legitimate effort into this. She was really careful with everything involved with it, you know? And she doesn't care though. She doesn't care. It's just admitting that you're a fucking grifter. Okay, you don't care, that's your response. She would care if she thought she had an avenue of response, but she doesn't. So conveniently, she can just feign indifference.
Like, I don't care. Like, regardless if I was right or wrong, I actually just don't care.
Holy shit. An actual little child.
Even if the famine was not a genocide, it was still a massive failure.
This is what I said. Like, she could not show this on her. Why did she upload this? For one, why did she watch this video? She knew that she was going to be in big trouble already. Why did you watch it? And for two, why did you upload it to your channel? This is inexplicable. This is like inexplicable self-destruction.
Policy, and the government reacted with more concern for its self-image than for the people who were dying en masse. This is not at all something unique to Stalin or the USSR. Governments in general love to cover up and downplay events that are inconvenient for them, but it happened nonetheless, and it's impossible for such a massive human disaster not to be attributable to the authorities who oversaw it, and especially not the ultimate authority, in this case, Stalin. The fact of the matter is that Stalin heavily deviated from principles formed by Lenin and earlier Bolsheviks regarding the autonomy of peasants and of nationalities, with disastrous effect demonstrated by this famine, along with many other things, such as Lysenkoism, the deportation of the Crimean Tatars, and the reversal of Lenin's cultural and language policy.
And I did tell you, right? All that she does is plays video games and just sits there like waiting for a moment where she can make like some sort of snarky but nonetheless idiotic comment. You know, incredible high-level content here. Just cannot stop playing the video game even for a second.
Which were designed to foster each Soviet republic's unique identity. Compared to other Soviet leaders, Stalin was uniquely brutal in ways which were not just completely unnecessary for the economic and social development of the USSR, but also just actively detrimental to it. So under no circumstances can his crimes be justified as simply being for the greater good.
Okay, so that has to be what she's referring to. It's the only video I've ever made about Stalin. That has to be what she was addressing. So she just plain lied about that because, you know, it basically pays in the circles that she's now a part of to be like, this person, tanky Stalin, Stalin, bad, tanky. So she was confronted live about this and asked to justify what she was saying. It wasn't by me because she would never, ever make... She's like not even trying to respond for most of this. She knows she doesn't actually have anything to say. I think she's realizing how bad this actually makes her look. Like, she's realizing in real time how much she fucked up, but she's already kind of committed to watching it, so she can't back out now. Oof. The mistake of talking to me live about something that actually depends on her showing hard evidence to prove her claims. Do you think someone who just plays video games and says whatever 2-bit dumb shit comes to mind is capable of talking to me about a historical question that I'm intimate? Then what is she doing? She's playing video games and saying whatever 2-bit dumb shit comes to mind while watching a video where I said that that's what she does. I fucking love... I love it. Everything about this is perfect. Everything about this just like this makes me look good. Why would she upload this? Be knowledgeable on? Obviously not. Anyway, let's see what she says.
People keep going back to Ukraine. I never mentioned Ukraine. I never mentioned the Holodomor.
You lying fucking weasel. My only video on Stalin is on Ukraine and the Holodomor, so that has to be what you're referring to. Or were you just completely making shit up? Those are the only two options, and both of them involve you being a lying piece of shit snake. Very simple.
Okay, I don't care. Simple as.
Wow, what a great response. I don't care. She doesn't care, she cares so little that not only has she uploaded 4 videos on this, but she specifically wrote a script that she then read off a teleprompter and tried to frame herself as like the victim of some sort of harassment campaign because I dared to respond to her and defend myself. She cares a lot about this. The reason why she's pretending that she suddenly doesn't care is because this makes her look so fucking bad. And her only out, the only out that she sees is well, I don't care. I don't care. That's it. This is fucking amazing. Why would you upload this?
I don't care. Like, I don't...
Oh my god, the feigning indifference.
Understand, like, how am I so owned? Like, dude's made like 4 videos about me this week. I was just wrong.
He's made 4 videos about me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's made 4 videos about me this week.
Like, I'm a fucking idiot. You're treating me like I'm this, like...
Oh, by the way, we have new sound alerts if you guys want to try them out. We have some new sound alerts. Let me give you a sample.
He looks vaguely ethnic.
Yeah, that's one. There's also this.
I was just wrong. Like, I'm a fucking idiot.
That's true. So she says she was just wrong. She's a fucking idiot. Okay, the thing is, she wasn't just wrong. She lied. There's a difference between being wrong and lying. Being wrong means that you legitimately believe in something, yet you are wrong about it. Lying means you maliciously make something up or lie about something that you know not to be true. She did the latter. She obviously knew that that video was not what she said about it because, you know, she tries to make it out like she watched it. You know, there's two possibilities. Either she didn't watch the video, but nonetheless lied about what was in it, or she watched the video and then nonetheless lied about what was in it. Both of those are malicious lying, not just being wrong. And well, she's going to get to the part soon where, even aside from those two options, it becomes very obvious that she was actually specifically maliciously lying and not just wrong. She's like, I admit that I'm wrong, okay? Well, it's not that you were wrong. That's not the problem. The problem is that you lied. There's a difference between being wrong and lying. And you lie a lot. I heard that you have a bit of a cease and desist going, so you stop mentioning a certain person because you like to lie about them a lot. So you might want to be a bit careful with the things that you say in the future. You might want to stop lying.
Like master manipulator and not like I'm just like this fucking like...
No, I don't think you're a master manipulator. I think you try to manipulate, but you're too stupid to really do so. Hence, for example, you thinking that it was a good idea to upload this video to your channel. This video that makes you look terrible.
ADHD rattled autists that can only have conversations if I'm playing Raft.
Bad Empanada's video is about the Ukraine. He has one video about Stalin, I think, about you. So, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
unless there's a secret Bad Empanada video that we don't know. He's talking about the Ukraine.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've talked to him privately. We've been friends for years. Like,
That's a lie. This way that she keeps... Even if there's some sort of plausible deniability for the first claim, you know, of me being tanky, Stalin, genocide, ethnic cleansing, then there's this claim. That is her saying that there are private conversations that we have had where I defend Stalin. That one is clearly just a straight-up lie. There's no possible excuse for that. Let's see how she defends it. Claiming that people who were never her friend were her...
Don't use my mental health issues as a shield. Okay, first of all, having ADHD is not an issue.
She just like brings... She does love to use it as a shield, doesn't she? Well, while simultaneously being ableist as much as she possibly can, all the time. Oh, you know that? Let me leak the logs, Keffels. Let me leak every log from the second that we became so-called friends. Let's do that. Okay. Stalin. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What's that? So, was she wrong or was she lying? There's no Stalin in the logs. There's nothing to do with any of that in the logs. So, it's not that she was wrong. It's that she was maliciously lying and knowingly doing so. Like, not only did she lie, but she then later made up more malicious lies in order to try and defend the initial lie. That's not being wrong. That's lying. 0 results? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Just for good measure, let's scroll through them all. Let's scroll through all of the logs. Anyone see any mention of Stalin? Anyone see any mention of Stalin? And the only times that I've ever spoken to her on voice, they were on... You notice how little she's interjecting? Because she really just doesn't have any means of response. This is exactly how I said this would go if she actually watched my videos on stream. Like, what can she say? On stream or on my stream or both. So it's all public. I've never talked to her over voice in private. Oh, shit. Check out all the times that I told her about my secret views on Stalin. In our very long friendship, we've been friends for so long, according to her, aka we exchanged 2 or 3 messages, like once every 2 months. For her, that's a friendship. Where's the Stalin, Keffels? Where's any discussion of Stalin or my secret views on Stalin that you claim there? Oh shit, it's not there. Is she going to respond to this? Wow. Is she going to respond? Snake. She will say anything for clout. Absolutely anything to attack the people who the people that she's trying to suck up to don't like. She will gladly destroy... Like, she's just like, why would she think this was a good idea? She just like lets it play, doesn't even try to respond. Like, she's just sitting there trying to listen for something that she can like try to form like some sort of snarky idiotic response to, rather than responding to the actual substance of anything. Because that's what these people are. They just make shit up, and when they're called out on it, they just sort of skip over it and hope that no one notices. Why would you upload this? What she calls friendships with other creators, just for the sake of getting more clout with the fans of bigger creators who don't like them. That's who she is. If you want to talk about someone liking... That's
true. I will literally say anything for clout and money, which is why you should subscribe to my stream.
She did not address anything what was said at all, and then she just makes a funny joke to try and deflect. Holy shit, why would you upload this? It's just... You admit to lying. You don't even try to contest anything. You just straight up admit to lying. Do you think this makes you look good? And like, if you look at the comments, half of them, it's like people who just make shit up about me rather than trying to deal with anything to do with the actual content of this supposed argument. And like, then it's like people like being like, hey, you kind of just admitted to lying. Someone says, kind of admire your confidence, if that's the right word, in uploading this and not giving a shit that this bellend comes out of it looking like the person in the right. Come on, Keffels, this is incredibly stupid and dishonest. You called BE a Stalin apologist. You said his video defended Stalin. You said he had chat logs where he praised Stalin in private. And when he proves you wrong on all points, you hand wave it away, saying you don't care. You were joking or blaming your mental illness. Honestly, why even make this video? Like half the comments, he's getting a bit worked up, but if you care about your integrity, you shouldn't really say I don't care, but own up to the mistake. So you agree that you completely mischaracterized Bad Empanada's views on Stalin. Keffels, I don't like this guy either, but come on, you accuse the guy of being a genocide apologist. He shows that he's not down to having similar views on Stalin as you do, and you're just like, I don't care? Keffels, I am new to your content. Is I don't care whether I'm right or wrong some community joke? Am I missing something? It's like the comments are like people being like, hey, why would you upload this? You just admitted to lying. Half of them are that, and the other half are people who just like make shit up about me that is completely unrelated to this either way. Is that really it? Like, why would you upload this? I really hate Bad Empanada too, but I'm not sure about the whole yeah, I'm wrong, and it also doesn't matter if I'm wrong thing. I stand by my comment on your last video on BE. I've seen both sides and you're so full of shit. While I have my disagreements with Bad Empanada, he has done a good job at showing proof to back everything up. Regardless of if I'm right or wrong, I don't care. This was the second videos of yours I saw. I've heard of YouTube bros and drama channels, and now I understand this channel is just being controversial to get views. You should apologize for calling him a supporter of Stalin. I don't care. I don't care if I was right or wrong about it. Shut up. Like, just shut up. You're just embarrassing yourself. And I'm done. I tried to give Keffels the benefit of the doubt, but if she shrugs off lying so easily and doesn't care about it, I can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth. Why would you upload this? Your own fucking fans are calling you out. Why would you upload this? There's something seriously fucking wrong here. When, like, even your fans, like, you're like an idiotic drama streamer who just plays video games while you watch videos in the corner and say nothing of substance. And even still, your fans who have the like equivalent intelligence of someone who was lobotomized age 2, they fucking nonetheless are still intelligent enough, half of them, to notice that what you're doing here is a fucking joke. Straight up, just don't feel like it's a good look to be, regardless if I was right or wrong, I don't care. I mean, isn't that kind of the whole point here? I'm a Keffels fan, and I just don't see the point in disregarding something you claim that ended up being untrue. Keffels, you are really disingenuous here. I really like your content, but in this case, I think you are in the wrong, which you kind of admit, but then pretend that you being wrong doesn't matter and that you don't care. I feel like you owe an apology in this case. Why would you upload this? Why would you upload this? What's wrong with you? Like, she just makes herself look bad. This is such an own goal. It's unbelievable. And she pinned this comment. Bad Empanada has literally accused other streamers he doesn't like of being pedophiles with no evidence. No, I have accused Vorsh of being a PDF file, okay? I have accused only Vorsh of being a PDF file, and I have evidence, okay? Pretty classic clip where he straight up admits it.
Okay.
By his own standards.
Simulated child porn lolly stuff.
I think it's pretty sussy.
What's that?
I think that if you have an interest in that sort of stuff, you should definitely be checking yourself as to why. You know, like, the thing that really bothers me about this shit, apart from the fact that anytime you want to look at, like, hentai on a hentai site, you have to, like, negate the tag lolly, and thus 50% of the site's content.
Man, that is a really fucking not normal person problem to have. Jesus Christ, man. Anytime you're looking through a hentai site, why are these people just... Jackson Hinkle is more normal than these people. Unreal.
Content. The thing that bothers me is people who pretend there's no relationship whatsoever between, like, drawn lolly shit and actual attraction to children. Of course there's a relationship between those things. It's ridiculous to pretend otherwise. So they need to be aware of that, if anything.
Guys, right now, we've all jerked at the lolly at some point or another. We've all... Well, you don't have a penis. We have all... We have at some point in our lives been going fucking crazy on some hentai site, and we've been fucking
communism is
as
based
hard and fast as we can, and then after we nut, we go back and look over our history chat, and we go like, oh, geez.
Okay, that's enough of that. okay?
Oh boy. Some of these girls looked pretty young.
I have receipts. Okay? Thank you for playing that. I was about to play it myself, and yeah, he also admitted that he defended CP. Okay, so I have evidence. Okay, I'm not basically calling him a PDF file. I'm basing that assessment of the fact that by his own standard, he is one, and he has admitted to defending CP before. It's that simple. So the entire comment section is half people like calling her out for lying and just being like, oh, I don't care if I lied, and half her fans just making shit up about me because they can't actually address the content of the video. And that's really tells you all that you need to know about these people, about the sort of audiences that they foster, like the level of analysis, the level of worth they actually have. It's zero. It's none. They just make shit up and hope their audience is so dumb that they somehow just hear the streamer straight up admit to lying and don't notice it. Like people like unsubscribed, best of luck to you and your channel, blah, blah, blah. This video convinced me I'm wasting my time if I take your opinion seriously. But responding to call-out videos of lies you said with laughing at the person for defending themselves isn't something that I want to be associated with. Why would you upload this? Bad Empanada's hit piece. How is this a hit piece? I proved her wrong and everything. Makes him look more mad than him proving a point about you. Like, is the response really, lol, you're mad? Lol, you mad? Is that it? Like, sure, I'm wrong, I lied, but lol, you mad. Sure, I'm wrong, I lied, but I don't care. I'll lie? Like, okay, say that. It's not going to make you look good to anyone aside from like the niche of like indoctrinated children who you rely on to make a living. Why would you upload this? What is wrong with these people? It's unreal. And I mean, again, it's not a matter of her just being wrong as she tried to frame it. It's a matter of her maliciously lying and doing so intentionally. If it was just her being wrong, then, well, that means that she didn't even watch the video that she was trying to claim involves me doing tanky Stalin shit or whatever the fuck she claimed. Yet she still decided to nonetheless say that it did include that. She's willing to assume whatever the fuck she wants about something to try and make someone look bad. And that's the best case. Obviously, I'm 100% sure she knew that the video wasn't that, but she knew that her viewers are too stupid to check, so she just maliciously lied about it. But the second part, where she just straight up made up chats that never happened, where I supposedly admitted that I love Stalin. That is her maliciously lying when she was caught in a lie by some random guy on Twitter who came on to debate her. And she needed some way to defend it in the moment, so she decided to just make something up. That's a malicious lie. That's not being wrong. That's lying. And so yeah, this person is a fucking joke. What more is there to say? She made herself look more than bad enough. Why the hell would you upload that? Amazing stuff. Just completely disconnected from reality.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
What happened at all? I sent her like 4 or 5. Oh man, this one is an absolute doozy. You are not gonna believe it. Campbell's decided to go for I'm actually the victim here in her like random bizarre trying to start a conflict with me thing that if you go over the evidence clearly shown in my last 2 videos, pretty fucking clear cut, right? So just look at this and try not to laugh. So she starts out by going over what happened to her in Ireland, which I haven't been talking about, by the way, because she confided in me about this. She left this out of the video, but she told me that the reason why she did PR for the Northern Ireland Police Service, which she was called out from on Twitter by many victims of British colonialism in Ireland, and she just blocked them all or called them all, you know, names or whatever. She told me that the reason that she had done that was because she was scared and she felt like she needed to be nice to the cops and do this shit for them so that they would offer her better protection, you know, which is fine or whatever. But she tries to frame herself as like a victim here because one, I put out a video on her doing that and also her attacking Luna Oi as part of, you know, the generic sort of racist attack campaign against Luna. And she tries to frame it like everyone knew her purported motivations for doing that when we didn't.
It was private. And I made that video before she told me that. And when she told me it, I privated the video. Straight up, I privated the video because she'd given me context that changed my mind on the situation. And she's nonetheless here referencing this situation to try and gain like victim points against me, which is fucking insane considering she confided in me about this and I thought that I was supporting her through it. And her reaction to that was to invite me onto her stream and like try and confront me about some random drama that isn't even drama that she herself admits she doesn't care about and didn't actually happen. So let's watch.
Not because of that circumstance. It was actually in spite because I had made a video about...
It's not in spite. I would have made a video about fucking like anyone doing PR for a police service, especially colonial police service, while calling themselves like a leftist personality. That's not spite. That's just fucking like basic logic. Like that's incredibly fucked up. And yeah, why not cover both things at once, right? Why would I? So it's really that fucking simple. She's like trying to frame it as me being obsessed with her when we're gonna get to the logs that show that as like it's fucking this bad empanada won't leave me alone and it's creepy. Every single time I've spoken to her, she has initiated contact with me. And I'll show you that. Hold on one second.
Luna
we're gonna
Oi
get to the really funny part.
Being a landowner. Luna Oi is
not a landowner. She lied about that.
Vietnamese YouTuber who's gone into a lot of back and forth with other YouTubers. I really wasn't thinking much about that video. As I don't actually have really strong feelings about Luna Oi one way or another.
Yeah, you made a video entirely about her, shitting on her, okay.
But that's kind of the background. So months later, I decided to ask Bad Empanada to come on my stream.
Exactly, you asked me. How am I not leaving you alone? You asked me to come on your stream.
And when it came time to come on the stream, about 30 minutes before, I told
18 minutes before. We can see 8:42. You told me to come on at 9.
Told him that I wanted to bail on the stream.
You said you're too drunk, you need to bail. Okay, you can still talk to someone if you're drunk.
You know, I'd been drinking, I felt uncomfortable.
That's a lie, that's a lie. Let me show you, that's a lie. She told me that she wasn't drunk or anything. She told me specifically in Discord DMs that she wasn't drunk. I wasn't even drunk. I was just trying to opt out of the conversation because it was making me upset. It's right fucking there. It's right fucking there. Like, these logs are entirely public. I published them in my last video on the topic. And she has the audacity to just lie about this. What the hell else is there to say about this? She's like lying to try and craft a drama narrative. Like, she straight up intentionally imploded her like amicable sort of relation with me to farm YouTube content of it. She planned this. And it's so fucking obvious because this is like a workshopped public relations sort of statement that just lies about things that anyone can go and check the evidence for and see that they're untrue, like here.
The topic of Ireland is something that's very traumatic to me. I'm in therapy.
Again, she didn't even tell me that we were going to talk about this. She didn't say to me, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. She didn't say to me that she was in therapy or anything like this. What she said to me was, I'm too drunk, I need to bail. If you're drunk, you can still chat with someone. In fact, being drunk makes chatting with someone better. Obviously, I responded to that by saying, you know, really, I just went live, you can't leave me now, because I trusted her that the reason that she told me for why she was bailing was just that she was drunk. Generally, if you want people to like understand your reasoning for something, it's good to tell them that reason, or at least insinuate that it's more serious than what you were framing it as. Because I'm too drunk, I need to bail. After you come to someone and schedule a specific time with them 18 minutes beforehand, and they go live, you know, they're all ready, they tell their fans and shit, hey, I'm live. Now, I would gladly just cancel my stream if she had told me, I'm not comfortable talking about this right now, instead of I'm too drunk. But to me, I'm too drunk seemed like a fucking bullshit, like a cop-out, because if you're too drunk, you can still talk to someone you've talked to amicably many times before and have a good time doing so. That's not what happened, though. She's trying to, you know, frame it as her being the victim of some sort of massive peer pressure, when that's not what happened at all. I sent her like 4 or 5 messages on this. Jesus.
Comfortable. And the topic of Ireland is something that's very traumatic to me. I'm in therapy over all of the traumatic events that had occurred over the last several months of my life. So his response to that was to say, come on, and try and pressure me into it.
She's like trying to frame this like fucking rape or something to say, come on and try and pressure you into it. Yeah, because you had organized a talk with another streamer at a specific time and you bailed 18 minutes before after they'd already gone live in anticipation. And you didn't even give me like a good reason for it. What do you expect? You expect me to be like, oh, okay, you're drunk. I guess we can't talk. I guess I'll just turn off my stream. You know, no big deal. It's incredible that she's going for the victim angle here when we can all see what she did and what she said to me in the chat. Like, I released the logs in full. She's straight up lying.
People from his chat came into my chat.
She's like, people from his chat came into my chat. Who cares? She has one example of someone saying something in her chat, and I told her that I'll ban them. It's in the Discord logs. The goal here, like, it's in the Discord logs here. I said to her, if you tell me who they were, I'll ban them. And I also said, I would like to permanently ban them all. She's trying to frame this as her being a victim of the vile bad empanada harassment campaign, when what happened is she came to me to talk to me. We scheduled a time. When the time was literally 18 minutes off, she cancelled, claiming to be drunk. I didn't think that being drunk was a good enough reason not to have a generic, amicable conversation with someone who you've talked to before. So I said, really? Really? Like, I went live. Can we talk or what? She didn't clarify that her reasoning for not wanting to talk was because she wasn't comfortable. At this point, I don't think that's even true because, you know, we've all seen her conduct during the conversation. Give me a fucking break. So this is just a complete fucking joke. She's clearly just lying.
Tried to pressure me into it. And then he himself came into my Twitch chat to pressure me into it.
She's literally trying to frame it as if she was the victim of rape or something because I didn't want to cancel a scheduled chat that I had already gone live for a fucking dumb reason like, oh, I'm a little drunk, which she then later admitted, by the way, was a lie. But she's going to use that excuse here anyway, and I'll show you the chat logs when she does, because she said to me straight up she wasn't actually drunk and it was a lie.
So I finally agreed and the conversation happened. But I didn't want to talk about that, and honestly, I held my tongue on something that...
This one is incredibly funny because we have chat logs directly from her after she tried to talk to me afterwards, debunking this.
...had upset me for years. You know, I have to admit, like, over the years,
this has upset you for
I've had my tongue held on a lot of people.
This has upset you for years and you've held your tongue on it. Okay, careful, chat log. Also, apparently, you didn't even send those DMs to my friend. Apparently, you sent it to some random left com who is now suspended from Twitter. I have zero idea what this is even about, LMAO. Well, I keep saying friend. And that last line she said, because even the original person that she claimed this was about, she says that they're not actually even her friend. You've been holding your tongue on this for years. When you say here you have zero idea what this is even about, holy shit. Keffels is on a ruin my reputation fucking speed run here. This is like a corporation's law department putting out a press release or something. That's how fucking bad it is. Wow.
I've been friendly with because I don't like rocking the boat. And as I've said in the past, this is a different year and I'm not going to be afraid. I don't want...
Holy shit, she's trying to frame her as being like a fucking massive victim or something. It's insane. Like, you're just it's like I'm just an little small bean and this guy is being mean to me because I invited him onto my stream specifically because I wanted to talk to him about something that he thought was important to me and that he wanted to help me overcome, and who I have been up until this point incredibly, you know, amicable with, no issues whatsoever. And then I confronted him with some idiotic bullshit that she herself admits she didn't actually care about, as I just showed. And now she's like, I'm not gonna sit down, I'm not gonna back down, I'm gonna be assertive, I'm gonna confront the bad people. Holy shit, you are the bad people, Keffels.
To get into these fights, but the situation with him was really unfortunate. And you'll see it when I upload the video tomorrow about the incident that occurred. That empanada decided to tell this 20-year-old Asian American second-generation immigrant.
Holy shit! Asian American second-generation immigrant. She's just like looking for random identity categories from this random anonymous Twitter account.
All he does is post his political takes on Twitter. That's his entire.
Okay, so let's take a look at what Keffel said. She admits that she sends people death threats. Okay, Keffel's own words, her own voice here. Let's listen.
You're right. Okay, I'll concede. I do remember. I did say this to one person, and it was flamenco, and I stand by that.
Oh, so she told someone to kill themselves. She told, I don't know, a second-generation Latino immigrant who just posts his political takes. Damn, Keffels. I can't believe that you wished death upon that guy. I can't believe that you told him to kill himself. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny how she pretends to care about this. This is Keffels' best friend, by the way. Let's go over it again. So this is one of Keffels' best internet friends, one of her favorite creators who she sucks up to, you know, has little amicable chats with, you know, sends cute little tweets out all the time. What do we got here?
These people are subhuman, and I want them to kill themselves.
Yeah. Keffels is really outraged about this. This is not just her desperately trying to like farm some sort of drama from a drama that she seems to honestly have intentionally started with me. Like, she is such a pathetic little clout shark that she will intentionally ruin amicable relations that she has with other creators just to like sort of bait them into having a random like exchange with her that she can get some ad clicks off. And again, as she said in this conversation, also apparently you didn't even send those DMs to my friend. Apparently you sent it to some random leftcom who is now suspended from Twitter. Zero idea what this is even about. Damn, she really cares about this. She really had this pent up for 2 years. By the way, you want to see how pent up she had it for 2 years? For 2 years she's had this pent up. Do you want to find out more about that? Let me show you. So here we have Keffels in my Twitch chat, previously subbed for 6 months. So I only started streaming in mid-2021. So her claim that this has been eating at her for 2 years, apart from the fact that she admitted to me right here that she didn't even know what this is about. So she just like found some random shit to yell at me about because she wanted to start drama. She was subbed to my channel for 6 months. She's still following me. She's been following me since May 2nd. She came to my chat numerous times. She says, screw you, I am the #1 Bad Empanada fan. If you don't sim for Bad Empanada, what the hell are you doing with your life? Oh my god, it's the best streamer on Twitch who is incredibly smart and hot. You're just lying. She's just fucking lying so blatantly, and I find it hilarious, honestly, because this shit isn't gonna affect me at all. It doesn't matter. It's just a fucking joke. And the way that she tried to frame her video, like, Bad Empanada won't leave me alone. It's creepy. Every single interaction that I've had with her, she initiated, by the way. Just to show you that, again, here's the Discord. First interaction. She came to me and she said, hi, Bad Empanada. Was wondering if we come on my stream to talk because we left things off kind of rocky. And then after that, she came to me. She added me as a friend on Discord. And I actually removed her as a friend, and then she sent me another friend request. That's why she says here, hi again, thank you for accepting. So she's the one who's been seeking me out from the very beginning. Bad Empanada won't leave me alone. It's very creepy. Do you want to see her comments on my channel? Do you want to see her, honestly, like bordering on sexual harassment? She leaves a comment on my channel, as you can see here. This video is theater. Bad Empanada privately apologized to me and we already make up. He's just keeping this going for camp and AdSense, but I love him and understand. How does this square with the like PR firm workshop narrative that she's trying to like put on in this video, right? And then she says, I love you. Stop making a scene in public and call me. I'm worried. And I responded, FYI, I have no connection to Keffels whatsoever. She's just pathetically trying to play off her being a POS for no reason as a joke. And then on the other video, she says, Bad Empanada and I have made up. We realize this is all a funny misunderstanding and I already booked my ticket to Argentina so I can rub sunscreen on my precious Empanada's back while we sunbathe on the beautiful Argentinian beaches. Yeah, just like, imagine like a guy saying this about a woman. Very much not okay. But unfortunately, because she's saying it to me, you know, I'm not like allowed to get angry about it. I'm not allowed to frame it as the sexual harassment that it factually is. Then she says, it's okay, I love you. You don't need to keep this act up. I know this isn't how we really are. You also don't have me blocked. You have my personal cell number. Yeah, this is the behavior of someone who is like not being left alone. You go to that channel and sexually harass them. You go to that channel and like lie about your relationship with them, which has never been a relationship. We've been just like acquaintances. We've talked like once every 6 months, maybe once every 2 months maximum over the course of like 2 years. She's just blatantly lying.
He slid into his DMs, a kid with a history of mental health issues, and said, he said,
a kid with a history of mental health issues. A second-generation Asian American who just posts his political takes on Twitter. We've already been over how, like, completely dishonest this is. She sends people death threats online. She sends second-generation Latino immigrants with mental health issues DMs telling them to kill themselves. Her friend tells hundreds of trans people if we don't like him to kill themselves. This is fucking, I don't know, man. There's something going on here with her. There's something incredibly weird going on here with her. This is, like, bizarre.
Kill yourself. Literally, he was inviting him to commit suicide.
That's what you did. That's what you did. You admitted it.
Remember, I did say this to one person, and it was flamenco, and...
Ooh! Literally inviting someone to... This is so easy to dissect. Like, this is fucking great.
Fucked up.
This is really funny. It's not fucked up. You admitted you don't care about it. You said you admitted right here. And we have the chat logs. We have the fucking chat logs. Who are you kidding? She's just like hoping that the people who watch her videos then actually go and check the evidence. Oh man, it's like What If All Hiss, but like a drama YouTuber. Fantastic.
I don't think that's acceptable. And in defense of this, he decides that that person who is formerly my friend, we talk every now and then, but...
That's not true. She said they're not her friend. She's just straight up lying. Oh my God, this is so fucking funny. Also, you didn't even send those DMs to my friend. Apparently, you sent it to some left comer who's now suspended from Twitter. I have zero idea what this is even about. LMAO. It was your friend. It was your friend. It was her friend. She's right here saying it wasn't her friend. This is fucking hilarious. How, like, holy shit. The goal to just do this when we can see the evidence right here and see that it's total bullshit. Like, this was public before she even made this video. She knew this was out there. This is fucking hilarious.
Regardless, his defense was, well, they're a Nazi. They're not a Nazi. They're not a fascist.
Yes, they are.
I can see why you would make that kind of defense. If you go onto Bad Empanada's channel, one of his most popular videos is him defending Stalin's mass murder and ethnic cleansing and genocide. I guess it's like...
No, this is actually a joke. Okay, this is actually a joke. She doesn't believe that. This is 100% a joke. I get it now. I get it now. Okay, this is a joke. I know that she agrees with that video. I 100% know that. I know what her political positions are. Before, like, she started sucking up to, like, Vosh and, like, the liberals and shit. Like, I know this. Like, this is great.
If you label some...
I appreciate this now.
Someone that you don't like as a fascist, you can immediately dehumanize them and justify anything against them.
Yeah, like you here, to the poor second-generation Latino who you told to kill himself. That's awful. Why did you do that? This poor second-generation Latino.
Remember, I did say this to one person, and it was flamenco, and I...
Just for posting his political beliefs online? Oh, no.
It's funny because that's what fascists do. That dehumanization tactic is literally what fascists do.
Fascists aren't human. If you said that fascists aren't human, that's dehumanization, and you're literally a fascist. This is so fucking great. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Wow, this is fucking great.
So...
I don't know what she's playing at here, because the evidence is so obvious. Like, the logs have been released. It's fucking so cut and dry. Like, if Destiny, who I know hates her for for whatever reason, because just a piece of shit. But the thing with Destiny is he's a piece of shit, but he's a piece of shit who, like, usually looks at both sides. He usually comes to the wrong assessment of both sides. But in a case like this, like, he would look at the logs and shit, and he would call her out on this shit, like, immediately, because it's just so fucking obvious. Destiny's like, apart from being a piece of shit, he's the only person who tends to, like, check both sides. He usually still somehow comes to the wrong conclusion, but I at least slightly respect him for that and hate him for everything else. So, like, why would you do this? You're just opening yourself up to get totally fucked by anyone who actually looks at what happened, who looks at the evidence, who looks at you admitting that this person wasn't even your friend, who looks at you straight up falling for someone to kill themselves just as you're pretending that you care about here. Are you fucking kidding?
It turned into this thing where we went back and forth, and he tried to turn it into a debate about the ethics of when it is and is not okay to tell someone to take their own life.
You did that here. You said here. You admitted you told someone to take their own life.
Remember, I did say this to one person, and it was flamenco, and I stand by that.
And you stand by it.
I decided to leave the conversation.
That's not true. You admitted that you had done it yourself, and you left the conversation because you were getting fucking destroyed.
Abruptly, because I couldn't take it.
You couldn't take it. Oh, you were in such distress. You were in such massive distress. Look how much distress she was in.
Remember, I did say this to one person, and it was flamenco, and I stand by that.
Oh, no, I was in such distress. I was in such terrible distress.
Really fucking stupid conversation, and it was very upsetting.
A really stupid conversation that you started.
Response to this has been like 2 call-out videos on YouTube, and he's trying to say that I gaslit him and that I manipulated him, and that I did the exact same.
Well, you didn't manipulate me, because now manipulate would imply that you were successful. I spotted your bullshit immediately and called you out on it straight away. And my response was, 1, to post the chat that you invited me to on my channel to preempt you from doing it yourself. Because I know that you would try to deceptively edit to remove the part where you literally admitted to telling someone to kill themselves, which just plain rubbish as your narrative. And 2, you added me as a friend afterwards, and you said things to me that revealed you to be bullshitting in these very logs that I just went over. Like that, for example. So yeah, I made another video to defend myself from you just straight up lying, because you approached me on Discord. You added me as a friend on Discord. You initiated a conversation with me on Discord. A conversation which made it clear that you were just straight up bullshitting, especially about your main narrative in this video, which is that your poor friend was told to commit suicide. And then you say here, 0 idea what that is even about. Yep, fantastic.
I've just been responding to her this entire time. It's hilarious that she's trying to frame this as anything else.
Circumstance, same thing that he did, even though the situation with me was saying that, like, I told an actual neo-Nazi who had been stalking me.
Oh, so she just said like 2 seconds ago, like you're not allowed to talk about.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Check.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. I was having headphone issues, as I usually. I saw that you joined my party, but I couldn't hear you. Then I noticed I couldn't hear anything, so I gotta up my audio thing, plug it back in. We're good. We're good to go. How are you?
All right. Pretty good. Yeah. Another busy day. I was out at my dad's today because I think I mentioned my sister is selling her house and she's gonna, according to her, temporarily move in with my dad.
Oh.
And so we're trying to clear some space. She decided she wanted to have her room in the basement where my mom had a crafting room, and it's been ever since my mom passed, it's always been a nightmare. It's just a craft room disaster, just full of just disorganized craft crap. And so Sheila wanted Mike and I to come out there and clean it out, which we did. So anyway, it was a project, so that's what I was most of the day.
Wow. Well,
yeah,
so it's so temporary. So which basically means.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move ever, which is fine. Whatever. Everyone needs a place to live.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. She's almost 60 years old. Dad's like 84, I think. But yeah, I don't know how is the QAnon queen gonna. She mentioned something about how she's like I can't watch the news, so I'm gonna probably just be in the basement room, and maybe I'll try to convince him to watch a movie later or something.
Oh no!
I'm like, I didn't bother to ask her why she can't watch the news or who told her she can't watch. It's her QAnon masters or.
Well, I mean,
whatever,
I mean, MAGA is in disarray at the moment because of Elon Musk and the whole work visa for this issue. So I would be very curious on where your sister was in that. I'm sure she's feeling very betrayed, feeling like Elon Musk has tricked MAGA to the situation they don't want to be in. But I don't know.
I know. I don't want to even go there and talk to her about it.
I wouldn't be able to help myself, dude. Like I figured out my sister and I, like, basically our final fight was like she came out as like a right winger, and I was kind of like, go fuck yourself, you fascist bitch. And like we haven't really talked since. But but if I knew my sister was QAnon and like we were still talking, that's the only thing I'd be able to talk about. Be like, what is wrong with you? Please come back to planet Earth. Just stop what you're doing. It's absurd, and it's destroying this country. I mean, whatever. This country, I mean, we're basically facilitating the rise of like Chinese global hegemony. We're a couple years away from it, which isn't necessarily bad. What's really going to do it is Chinese electric cars. They are creating electric cars that are cheap, that are like mass marketable, and that will probably take over Europe and the global South first, then eventually make its way to America once America is no longer like the no longer the ruler of the world. Which it will be this. It will be the electric car thing. It's gonna. I'm fully convinced. I could be wrong, but it just to me it makes sense, economic sense. Like that will put China over the top economically, like push their influence over everyone. And America is going to be trying to going to be all MAGA, while the rest of the world is like, hey, I think China might be onto something.
Yeah.
You know?
Not creating so much more pollution.
No.
They'll end up killing everyone on the planet.
Yeah, we're like eventually
that's a solid plan.
We're eventually going to probably if like we don't have it happen politically like and internally, like we will eventually receive international pressure to stop polluting. Because it's like things aren't going to stop. Like we're already pretty fucked. Like, but like we can make it worse. So like we should stop making it. So we should prepare for the worst. But America's pretending like it's not even a problem. It's like global warming is not even a thing when we're like literally experiencing global warming today.
Today, yeah,
it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Does it seem normal to everybody that there's like forest fires out of control all the time and
the strength of the
weird.
I mean, the fact
storms that
I'm no kid gloves. No kid gloves for these assholes. Hey, morons! Fucking scientists have been saying this shit for fucking decades, and everything they said is true. Fuck off! Everything you say is stupid. Just why do you have any say in any of this? Just like back into a corner where with the rest of the morons, and let the people who know what they're talking about handle the situation. Why do these assholes gotta butt in like and be like, no, actually God's on the case. Fuck you, idiot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm snapping.
No, it's fine.
Hey, I've still got challenges to do if you got challenges. I just prestige. I'm on level 10 prestige, man. I'm about to go into the mastery.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Feeling it. But whenever you prestige, you start your challenges, your fresh daily challenges. I'm still working on that. And I need to destroy 5 score streaks. And I've been playing for the last 2 hours and 44 minutes and 44 seconds. And I have 0 score streak destroyed. It's starting to get annoying at this point. I've even got I tracker is dog shit in this game. I really wish they would buff it. It's my usual go-to where you see the tracks of your enemies. You can barely see it in this game for some reason. It's horrible. It's like you can kind of see it. It's worthless. So I've switched over to engineer where you can see kill streaks and equipment through the walls and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's super bright. That works quite well, which makes me upset. But even with that equipped right now, I'm still not able to destroy kill streaks. I haven't found one. I've been like looking in the skies, nothing. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm in this until I'm finished. Did you finish your kill streaks? I mean your dailies.
No, I just that is my first. I gotta do sniper kills.
Sniper kills.
5 headshots with snipers, and I gotta killing people who are blinded or concussed, and then kill player who has the highest score in the match 10 times.
Oh, the kill Slayer. I need 2 more triple kills, basically. Well, not triple kills, but not necessarily triple kills. much SMG. SOG. I got about 2 more SMGs to do. I'm doing the diamond those at the moment. I'm full speed ahead on this. I feel like I'm gonna be done with the entire grind, both prestige and the camo grind. Like I don't think it's gonna take me too long. I feel like I've been blasting through it.
I'm well behind.
Well, that's all right. It is
the way things have been.
I've been chit chatting. I've been talking your ears off, man. I'm very sorry. You want to jump into a match?
Sure. All school teachers are bumming tonight because they all got to go back to work.
Oh no! Oh,
it's not. Yeah, it's worse than the normal Sunday blues. It's
post holiday blues. They still got the summer coming. Like I get the holidays off, but I don't get the summer off.
Right? I know. I said that to her. I go, it's only 6 months and it'll be the 4th of July.
Yeah. Whatever, they work. Their work never stops. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a water super quick.
All right.
Okay, sorry about that. I got you.
Yep.
Team deathmatch. Remind the fugitives that actions have consequences.
Just took out 3 people. You and I and one other person. Getting ass kicked.
We've claimed the advantage, now hold it.
Fuck.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
I unlocked the pajama skin for this one operator, and it's good. See a lady in her pajamas. Pajama skin.
Hostile grenade!
Thinking I was gonna have a problem with these headshots on the sniper rifle. I already got 3 done.
Nice. 3 out of 10.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, that's all right.
I gotta get 5.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna.
You're covered.
Oh hell yeah! Let's go headshot.
Stay on task.
Is that even possible?
You're dead.
Just killed someone. My skin was like, "You're dead." Like really what I would say if I was running around shooting people. You're dead.
Oh fuck! You're dead. In case you're not aware.
You're dead. Have you checked out any masterclass yet?
Target down.
Nope. And then who?
I'm determined to get through the Steve Martin. I might watch a little bit after we're done. I am like, my weekends are I shouldn't even have a week. I should work 7 days. 9 to be in post work to. I have a day off. I just waste that shit. Well, actually, you know what? I'd take it back. I get the camo grind. I'm leveling up my guys. I'm getting better and better at Call of Duty every day, whether or not that has real life benefits. I quite frankly don't care at this point. If I can destroy Call of Duty.
Might come in handy in the apocalypse.
We'll see. I really do wish that like switch over to virtual warfare, and I would be in the front lines. Oh, that's a good guy. Sorry, RC.
Lord. Oh, come on. Got Archangel.
Do not think
Landed it right in.
Wait, you got wait, Archangel?
Oh, somebody just.
I just hit you with one. I did have a kind of a satisfying Archangel encounter where an enemy and an Archangel, we met face to face, and he was ready to shoot, but I had a sniper and we other. It was all right.
Watch your fire!
Get a UAV on grid.
Falling behind, Crimson.
Shit. You off tomorrow? Or are you working?
No, I'm not. I'm working. I think. Fuck, tomorrow's not MLK Day, is it?
No.
I don't think so.
I was just asking because usually you're not.
Is usually what? I'm sorry.
You're not up so late on Sundays.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I usually do crash out early on a Sunday. It's a good Sunday.
Archangel prepping fire.
I'll take it.
Good.
If I'm playing Call of Duty on Sunday, you know I'm doing all right.
There we go. Wasn't that a headshot? Come on.
Shit, still got I still have a giant donut on kill streaks. I just finished my Spring Mine challenge. I need 4 more ADS kills. It's easy, but still 0 kill streaks. Where are all the kill streaks? I've been playing for hours. I haven't seen like a single enemy UAV thing. I'll take a sentry turret. Come on.
Incoming grenade!
Fucker!
We've given up the lead.
Best thing these people are putting out is a missions box.
Assault pack destroyed.
Miss it.
Oh, something. Shit. Ah.
Brutalized.
Oh, there's a guy in his belly at the door of the chicken shop.
Dude, I had him fully in my sights.
One of the buildings. It's called Radio House. And then that's definitely a shack that they're talking about. It's a Radio Shack if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I try to like learn the locations, you know, because I mean, at least in my HUD, I'm not sure if it's the same in a preset. I've got the name of the location of where I'm at right above my mini map.
Oh, okay. Street.
Yeah, street. The thing about this map though is like street encapsulates like one end of the street all the way down to the other, so it's kind of like doesn't tell you anything.
We have wounded.
It's like you're on the street. Okay, we're on the street. It's a big ass street. And I think this guy's got a PUBG clan tag there, you see? Sometimes I feel like maybe if you ever feel like it, I drop stuff like this all the time. But like PUBG, like I remember how bad it was as far as like optimization, like when back, but like they probably fixed some stuff, and we've both got stronger systems right now. Like you got the S, right? The Series S.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you PUBG probably runs in the system, but I don't know. Got a soft spot in my heart for that game for some reason. It's what got me into shooters. So, I mean, actually, that's a lie. It was Doom.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have to download it again. I don't think I have.
Oh, PUBG? I think it's an X. I think well, it'll keep track of, yeah, if you have it. Because that was your pack-in game, bought your, by your Xbox One.
For the first console?
Yeah.
Yeah. God,
It should still be in your library.
I have to look. Oh, it should be in the library?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should, if you wanted to.
Rental in that game.
It was intense. It's definitely harder than like Warzone. But I'm pretty happy with just jumping into Warzone sometime. But if I start playing PUBG, like nothing but camping until I like got used to the game again. You know what I mean? Like find one building, lay in it. If it's inside the zone, just try to figure out the mechanics again. How to put on different attachments and whatnot mid-game. Finished 2 of my 3 dailies. I still have just 0 progress on this 3rd daily. Really need a kill streak just to shoot down.
Yeah, you would think you'd have seen like a helicopter.
Anything. I'm like waiting for like a counter UAV is usually like pretty annoying. Like I feel like I get them normally and zero, nothing. I'm listening and then like, you know, sporadically just kind of like looking up. Oh, sweet. I just finished time in down this. I think I might be done with this, both the camo grind and the prestige grind, like pretty soon. I don't know how long the mastery prestige lasts. You go, it's basically like you stop doing the level 55, go back to the original, then you just kind of work up to level 1000 from that point on. And there's still more unlocks and whatnot. But I don't think there's any more starting over as far as leveling stuff up. So, that might take a minute because it's like I think it's like 100 levels per mastery prestige, so instead of 55, and there's thousands, so that means there'll be 10 prestige levels that are double the size of different like initial prestige levels. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take. But whatever, I think my letters turn red. that's the big prize you get. And not letters, I'm sorry, my numbers.
What's gonna happen?
The numbers on my rank turn red and go up to 1000.
Oh.
Archangel available.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Oh, UAV, enemy UAV. It's mine. Shit. I see ya.
Enemy recon spotted.
All right.
UAV destroyed.
That's one kill streak down. Let's go.
You'd be like working till 3 a.m.
I'll do it if I have to.
Taking the lead. Stay
No,
on
actually, I won't.
Patrolling with hand cannon. Target removed. Archangel's up. TACOM requesting recon overhead.
UAV in the turn. We have eyes on.
Shit.
UAV MTL 6%. Check.
We've given up the lead.
Mission timeline expired. UAV RTB.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
Wait, I didn't
Hostile
switch out
UAV
my
established
SMG.
overhead.
Sorry about that.
Oops, sorry.
Very good. Going snipe. Going sniper.
Eyes on center. Engaging. Firing mine spotted.
Shit. Well, I think it's finished. SMGs. Diamond. It's cool.
Mine. I see movement. Frag.
Shit.
Incoming frag.
Tally thermo grenade.
I just sniped that guy right in front of you.
Oh, thanks. Just walk right by him. Thank you.
Of course. I shot him and I saw you run by. I was like, hey.
That's hilarious. Oh, yeah. We both didn't see each other.
I'm telling you, if you have not messed with the AMR mod for sniper rifle, I give it a shot. It's the most powerful sniper in the game by far. It's definitely a little slow, but god damn it, you can pretty much hit them anywhere and you'll take them out.
Crimson Actual to Rogue Spy, we know you're here. We're coming for you.
Man, I'm not having any luck with these. I gotta concuss an enemy before killing them.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Concussed, but then I die.
Time short.
I had at
Your
least
head down
one.
and secure the target.
Hostile assault pack destroyed.
I'm just wrecking assault packs over here. This is over. Just gonna lay on my belly. Here we go.
Stand down, Crimson.
Beautiful.
They never stood a bloody chance.
Game, I was sucking ass. Damn you, ghost.
Yeah, it's what were you using?
I started off with the sniper, and I had already finished my sniper challenge, so I moved to an assault rifle, but I was trying to concuss enemies.
Oh, that'll get you.
That was not going well.
It's
not going well.
This. Oh no, I didn't reset my emotes. I got the stupid B-boy one. I hate the way. That's the one thing about prestiging that like is super annoying. Like resets every.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have to like rename my loadouts. I've got to like change my.
Yeah, I hate that. I really do.
Yeah, it's a little annoying.
I don't like that. I
like that like they'll save your setups. Like that's really nice that like you can like have like a setup and then you can go back to it without having to do an actual save on it. It's the fact that you have to reset. It's annoying. I'm gonna go change it. Boy, email. What do I look like? All about fist bump. All about sitting down. Cut your throat. You have time for another? I'm still 4 score streaks shy.
Yeah.
Let's go. Here's some kill streaks. Destroy. Please.
Yeah, I have zero concussion kills. And I've only killed 2 Kingslayers. I have to kill 8 more.
Good. Tomorrow. I'm yeah.
Supposed to snow.
Oh Christ! Oh fucking Christ!
Just I don't know, like max 3 inches. I think I heard. So it's not going to be ridiculous, but
yeah, it's enough to make me miserable.
Yeah. I got a haircut appointment in Jefferson Park tomorrow, so I have to drive in it,
Oh,
which
no.
I'm not happy about. And would you believe the last time I had my haircut, this is like almost 2 months ago, that was the day it fucking snowed too.
No.
So what is going on with that shit?
So
dude?
there's some kind of
I earned my winter driving badge.
there's definitely some kind of meteorological connection between your hair cutting and what's going on in the atmosphere.
Absolutely. It's basically been proven.
Yeah, I mean essentially at this point.
Makes the most sense.
Is Tom Skilling still alive? Hit him up. Be like, hey,
He is.
I've got an issue, Tom Skilling.
Securing Charlie.
Tom.
Yeah.
What does this mean? Yeah, he retired this year, but he's still alive.
Okay. As long as he's still alive and the weather is collapse, yeah, but as soon as he dies, like
He'd probably be happy to.
be happy to what?
He'd be happy to answer any. Ooh, kill him, die. Oh, come on, I was nailing that guy. No way he killed me.
They're done.
Anyway, he'd be happy to answer any weather questions. He's that kind of guy.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, he loves meteorology.
Yeah, one of his last days on the job, there was some wicked storm, and he was loving it. He was like dancing around like it was Christmas.
The storm.
It's gonna be like a wall. One time he described, he's like, it's gonna be like a wall of knives.
Wall of
We're going 80
knives,
miles an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Tom, you're getting fancy with your language there. A little evocative, man.
Just said like daggers. It'd be like a wall of daggers.
Alright. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Ooh, into the wall. Archangel fail.
Bravo zone secure.
Yeah, I'm probably
Enemy
gonna
RCXD detected.
fight to finish my daily.
I hear you.
Which, I'll probably get up in the morning to try to finish. As is tradition. I have not jumped to the extra
If you
flank
have
in a
something to
couple
say,
days.
you best say it.
This makes me sad.
We're losing Charlie.
team was over there.
Where?
Oh, we were all around the sea. It seemed like Marauder Vikings taking over. Oh Jesus! Through a semtex, it stuck to the wall right in front of me.
I love that.
Classic move. A little too sticky.
Shit.
Securing B.
Oh.
Following me. We lost Alpha.
Capture
Taking Bravo underway. Taking Alpha.
Good.
Controlling Bravo.
You can't hide.
Secure. Securing Zone A. Securing Alpha.
Waypoint marked. Never mind.
Oh, come on, dude.
They're taking C.
Pretty nice to see you again. Incoming grenade.
Alright, I got this stupid concussion challenge done.
Nice.
That.
Losing B.
Still no kill streaks. I'm just gonna give up.
Hostile care package inbound.
Okay, kill. Care package. God damn it, I don't have my...
Hostile counter UAV established above.
Someone kill me, please.
Watch your fire.
Is that a UAV in this guy?
There's a counter UAV, alright.
You.
Alright, I'm going for it. Where's it?
Enemy counter UAV above.
Shit, let's take it off. Please kill it. Oh no, too late.
Oh, that sucks. Shit.
We're losing Charlie. Taking A.
Don't make me return fire.
All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back. Losing A. Losing B.
Semtex grenade.
They're taking C.
If you have something to say, you'd best say it.
We're losing Charlie. We lost C.
Objective capture underway. That's fine.
Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound.
Sorry, you go bomb on you.
All locations secured. Hold your position. Losing Bravo.
Shit.
Area pacified.
Big.
Reload on the way.
1 of
Hell of an
5.
effort,
Forget it. I give
everyone.
up.
We earned that.
Oh man, yeah, that's rough.
I'll go for it.
1 of 5.
Oh wait. Oh, here's my
Hey, look.
my PJ skin. Let's go. Alright. Not too bad. Hold up. There we go. Of that PJ skin.
That is pretty funny. That's funny. Very creative.
Yeah, I'm a sick one. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna crash it out now. Gotta work.
Cool, man.
Damn.
Yeah. I hear ya. I feel ya.
If well, I'm down for. Did you do DMZ homework today, or
No, I was just doing my dad's thing.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely,
a nap.
absolutely.
The day was over.
if if either of us have time to do it, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do any of the homework tomorrow, but whenever you want to jump in, DMZ is always fun. So whenever I'm gonna leave it in your hands when we play DMZ, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get some time and take a look at the mission or whatever, boss kill thing or something. I'm writing it down so I'll remember.
That's a tall order though, so
Cool,
I
man.
won't hold it to you. I'll hold you to it, but but either way, but yes, good games. I will talk to you soon.
Okay, have a good night.
You too. Later.